Пошли. Все вместе. Какие ваши доказательства?
They want you to comply.
Cancel culture is about canceling.
Cocainum.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
Woke moralists. Up yours.
And they believe that they can then
Woke
shut us
moralists.
up.
Up around and find out.
Up yours. Woke moralists.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
Up yours.
We'll see who cancels who.
Like.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going, everyone? Having a great Thursday? Making it through the week okay?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I feel like this hasn't been like too draining of a week just for me personally. Part of that is I covered a lot of dumb shit. I feel like it's been very chaotic in the right-wing grifter sphere, and that's just been distracting me. I've been really enjoying that a lot. So
Yeah, it's good to
Yeah.
it is
good to
get
the
the
golden age of the civil war on the right
Yeah.
now. There are so many feuds. I tried typing them all out on Blue Sky today, and I was like, I couldn't keep track of them. I was like, there's the Daily Wire feud with Candace Owens separating, while Candace Owens is accusing Steven Crowder's wife of his ex-co-host is now in a legal battle with him and has a whole bunch of his own tea that he's revealing, who's also threatening to sue the quartering, who's suggesting that the guy is having sex with his ex-wife. Like it's just so much. So I think I just covered like half of it right there.
Yeah. You as for Lance and the Humanist Report are eating good this week, folks.
I knew of like 1/3 of that.
Oh,
the
God.
Candace Owens stuff I know. The other stuff I'm not following.
It's so hard to keep up.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Oh, and on top of that,
hold on. I just noticed something, David. I don't know if you meant to do this. Your YouTube channel is different.
I'm streaming on the second channel today. I told people on Twitter, not that
okay.
My tweets don't get to anybody, so I'm not even sure why I bother tweeting anything. It's just like the difference between like my YouTube views and like my Twitter likes are just very out of whack completely. There's no point of me even engaging on Twitter anymore.
If you want, I'll trade you your YouTube account for my Twitter account.
No, I'm not. I didn't say I would trade.
You'd have a blue check mark.
I'm just saying they're uneven. But no, I don't mind Twitter being useless because it's dying. Twitter now. It's
dying rapidly.
I started using Threads and Blue Sky again this week. It felt good. So
I need to do that.
I
told myself I was going to do that, but I still haven't. But I feel you, David. I post some bangers, and they get like no traction on Twitter. Like I took the Joe Lieberman, and I did the rest and puss with the pussy and bio like little boxes. I thought that was a banger. It only got like 200 or so likes. I'm like, this should be like a bajillion. That's like that should be going to the moon. That's epic. Oh, I said epic like it's 2012. That was cringe. Sorry.
Most of my tweets do nothing, but I'll occasionally like once a year have a tweet that gets like 100,000 likes, and it's one I didn't expect. Like I have like a dad tweet about like daycare I did like 3 years ago that people in my family still send me because they see it on like the parenting channels and like Instagram and like TikTok and like I don't see these pages, right? They send them to me, and these parenting pages have like millions of followers, and they're showing my tweet from like 3 years ago. It's like I'll have something like that. But then, my everyday shit just no one ever sees, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
But it's actually freed me up. Like I reply, I do a lot of replies on Twitter because I'm like, no one's seeing this shit anyways. I'm just gonna reply to people. So like sometimes I'll like try to get in conversations or like bitch at somebody. Not like, randos, but like someone who like Boogie tweeted something stupid a couple days ago. I tweeted at him. I don't think anyone saw it, but it's for me. It felt good to tweet out at that
I
idiot.
did too. I actually ratioed him with as little engagement as I get.
That was
over what?
What was his tweet again?
It was the same thing about video games should be fun and not have forced diversity. I mean, he's just going further down this trajectory.
He has 475,000 followers, and that tweet, when I tweeted it at him, only had 100 likes. So I made some, just poke at him, being like, I'd be more disturbed by the trash you're spewing if your tweet hadn't struggled to get 100 likes from an account with as many followers as yours. So like, when people like him spewing the trash they do with the checkmark that they have, getting very little engagement, that feels good. Like, it's good to see that not every piece of shit on Twitter is getting all the attention.
Yeah. One thing that I will say is that I feel like the power was taken away from me when I lost my blue check. Because you would just like walk into a thread with your dick swinging around and everybody would notice you. Now it's just I'm just one of the regulars. I'm a peasant. It's just...
That's what they wanted. That's exactly what all the memes were about, right? Like he inversed it. Yeah,
I worked hard to get that blue check. Took a lot of shit posting and harassment of politicians, and they took it away from me. Unfairly treated.
Worked out for me because I never got a blue check. So it's just like, that's right. You're all back down to my level.
Which is so weird.
Did you hear
it is kind of weird,
though, just last night?
About premium subscribers and premium plus ones getting free shit. You can
now get a free blue check if you have 2,500 followers who are paying premium subscribers.
But now I don't want it because now it means something different.
I don't think
it's an MLM scam. He's describing an MLM scam.
I mean, the second I saw that, I was like, oh, new signups aren't going so well, I'm assuming. Why would you do that if people were signing up? You know what I mean? Like he's reverting because people aren't signing up for it. So he's now trying to do the whole thing where like, oh, if I give this blue check mark to people with a lot of subscribers, then people who don't have a lot of subscribers will once again look at that as a status symbol and they'll just buy it because they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also saw that their metrics are plummeting right now. Like apparently, when that new article came out showing that the actual Twitter numbers of active users is in free fall, it's the definition of a fast, rapidly dying and decaying social media site.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There was a NBC News report late last week using data from third-party analytics firm Sensor Tower, which tracks mobile app analytics, like in the app stores, like on Android and iOS. And they, according to their data, about 1/5, somewhere between 1/5 and like, I think it was like 23%. There was a 23% decline in usage of Twitter over the past year and a half since Elon Musk took over. And this is from mobile app users, because that's what they track. But still, 23% decline. They also gave this data for other social media competitors, and none of them have declined anywhere close. Like TikTok declined 10%. Instagram, I think, was like 5%. Facebook, like 1% or something like that in mobile app usage in the US. But Twitter, 23%. That's big. It's a big decline.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Twitter, whatever you want to call them, they hold on. Let's pull this up. Actually, this was really funny. I had to make a big deal out of this because I thought it was really funny.
Matt, real quick, people in the chat are saying that your mic is too low still.
Too low?
Yeah, it sounds fine to me, but they're saying it's slow.
It is a bit low probably compared to the rest of us.
Hello. Is that better? Am I louder?
It sounds good to me.
Am I louder, everybody?
Chat, what do we think? Is that okay?
They're probably a bit.
Yeah, they're delayed.
But
yeah.
So
we'll just sit here and wait. All right, yeah, I'll put up louder everywhere.
My chat's saying better
on the web browser.
Okay.
What's up?
Yeah, better. I'm seeing that too.
Cool.
Yep,
cool.
Much better.
I like how my dad was posting in the chat that my mic was too low, and he saw I didn't see it, so he just put it in caps lock and everything. When if he really wanted to get my attention, But if he really wanted to get my attention, I mean, he's the one person in the chat who has my phone number. He could text me.
You never text back, Matt. Come on.
Luckily, he's the only one that has your phone number.
So hold on, I'm dropping this in the private chat here. Someone pull it up. I'm usually bad at it.
I can do.
Cool. So, like I said, the third-party data showing X is declining in usage, and then X came out with from one of their official accounts disputing that the data. They said, today NBC News shared an article that incorrectly claims that fewer people are using X today than previously. However, the data used in the article is based solely on estimates from Sensor Tower, which does not have access to the actual data from these platforms and does not include mobile. They mean mobile web browser, because Sensor Tower's data is only mobile app data. But not the mobile.
Like accessing Twitter on their phone through a web browser. No.
Yeah, I know, but that's what they mean.
What code?
Wait for it. So then they go TLDR, too long, whatever it means. I always forget. Both our own data and self-reported data from other platforms tells a different story. Now I clicked on that tweet expecting that to open up a thread. Like usually TLDR means like, here's a summary of everything you're about to read. Mm-hmm. I thought they would display some of their data, provide, numbers to refute the claim. And I would just take it for what it was. I mean, they have the more accurate data. It is their platform. That was the entirety of, that was it. There was no thread. That's the post. They summarized. I don't think they
understand too long didn't read.
Too long didn't read. Right. They summarized.
They don't understand how that works.
Right. They summarized the paragraph beforehand, which is 2 sentences long. Right. That's it.
Well, to be fair, they know their audience. They're fucking morons. So right. You guys don't read this whole paragraph. Here you go. Here's one sentence.
Wow.
Oh, Jackson in the chat said Matt really said too long, don't remember.
Oh, I didn't even hear you say that. Oh.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh, because I said too long, whatever it means, I forget.
Too long, don't remember. So they're just disputing it, but have nothing to prove the dispute.
Their response is effectively nuh-uh, and that's it.
Right, and I should say I did a follow-up piece looking at this, and a couple of weeks beforehand, they were claiming 250 million people visit Twitter daily active users. And then I went back in Elon Musk's feed because I remembered back when he first bought the platform, he was boasting. He was like, strutting his stuff about how the numbers were up because, when he took over, everyone was coming on to see what the hell was going on. And the based on the numbers he posted in November 2022, the 250 million daily active users is less. So they are in decline. That's probably why they didn't post the data, because the data would show there's a decline. Maybe their dispute is it's not in as much of a decline as Sensor Tower's data shows, but it's definitely down.
Doesn't surprise me.
I don't know. I see all those bots, or I should say all those definitely real porn individuals sharing
all those
links
women
in their
who
bio.
Are interested in all of us all of a sudden.
All those women that are liking my tweets from 3 years ago.
You're
telling me those women that are liking tweets from 5 years ago aren't real? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel like just a womanizer here with everyone just trying to show me their pussies in their bio. I'm like, my God, ladies, calm down. I'm a married man.
Has anybody, I don't know, has anybody in the Elon camp brought up the fact that he said he would get rid of the bots when he took over, and it's just gotten so much worse. It is so much worse.
Someone who he likes recently complained about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it turns out it's really hard to get rid of them."
Oh my!
Yeah, you don't say.
Well, those in control
it was never this bad.
did a much better job.
Not only is it hard to get rid of spam bots, but somehow you've done worse than the previous regime.
Yeah, there's I don't remember who wrote it, but there's an article that was published, I think, yesterday in the New York Intelligencer, and the journalist went through and followed all the links from the pussy in bio and got to like the actual website. It's like some flirtation thing, but like the first paragraph is just this person summarizing. At first, you know, Elon Musk said we will get rid of all the bots, and then by June he said we'll get rid of them all or die trying. You know, by January he said sigh, we're trying to get rid of the bots, and you know, it just kind of feels like he gave up and surrendered because now it's everywhere. Like there's so much more bots that the website, like, it's not necessarily unusable, but it's very annoying. And if a bot is such a big issue that it becomes a meme, then, you know, you're kind of failing.
Exactly.
And part of the problem is, like, they point out in the article that, like, he got rid of the people who would be handling this. Like, every website is going to have bots. It's difficult to get rid of them, right? They keep popping up. It's like whack-a-mole. But if you get rid of the people who specifically deal with that and you eliminate the content moderation team, like, of course, the entire website's going to suffer. And so these are things that he doesn't want to admit, which is why he can't fight the bots effectively, because then he has to bring back that team and then he looks like an idiot. But I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a lost cause at this point. I don't know what to say. It's funny, though. I will give him that. It's much more funnier in some ways, Nazier in other ways. But lots and lots of bots. PIB bots.
I like how they basically changed from saying my pussy in bio to my feet in bio. Like that's
Yeah.
Maybe they went after the pussies, and then when they banned all the pussies, they were just like, all right, feet. Like that's the next one. And now
they go to feet.
My feet in bio under all of them. Yeah.
That's the next successful body part.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should go for
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Well, we should probably say something. I see a lot of people in the chat talking about how much they're looking forward to Olay joining the stream.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen next week.
You gave them false hope, Matt Bender.
I gave you all. No, she was supposed to come on tonight. Something came up.
She was. She's got a meeting.
And she will be here next week for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that special so bad.
Oh my god!
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, if anyone doesn't know what's happening, actually, I should find the tweet. Let me find the tweet.
Yeah.
Since yeah, pull up that photo, and it seems like we don't have the details quite yet, but looking at this photo, pull it up.
Yeah.
One can surmise that since leaving Leftist Mafia, Olay has went ahead and joined the Mayor Eric Adams administration.
Super 180, massive pivot. You hate to see it.
I hear she's leading up the NY. She's now chief of police.
She's saying brace yourself because she's joining his administration.
Right, she's
police union
funding.
in court.
She's helping get additional funding for the NYPD. Yeah. From what I understand.
Oh, she
Olay, probably one of the best critics of Mayor Eric Adams, has had the opportunity to sit down and do an interview, a discussion, a panel with him. And I trust her completely.
Yeah.
To have done an absolutely amazing job, because she is fantastic on a number of issues, but especially on her critiques of New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
I gotta know how this was set up. Eric Adams, I must have not known what he was getting into, right?
God set it up? Maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing, but I would assume the mayor's office would have to approve this, right? He's not just going to go in there
without
blindly,
having seen it.
But I guess he did, because otherwise, why would he accept this?
Right, and without having seen this, I will make a prediction that Eric Adams will never do anything like this again. Like I confidently feel this is going to be so utterly embarrassing and devastating for at least an hour's worth of like content that like this won't happen again. You won't see some staffer fuck up this bad and be like, oh yeah, you should do that. It's a really, really popular show. You go on there, you know, you can say your piece. You'll be given a fair amount of time to speak. Like, no, I think
he clearly hasn't seen her video about him. So she has a video, I think it's like an hour long, just ripping
him apart
out of Eric. It is brutal. And so if he saw that, if his staffers knew about that, 0% chance this would have happened. 0% chance. So I am chomping at the bit to watch this interview.
Right. I saw someone that Olay retweeted, quoted that photo and said, here's a photo of the mayor standing next to two men. And I fully endorse Mayor Olay, New York City's new mayor. I mean, she should run.
That
She
would
should
be
run.
great.
She should run.
And
if she doesn't want to run, then I'll run and make her be my top advisor. She should run. She should run this city. She should.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's amazing. Just like she's been on Breakfast Club a few times now. Has done an incredible job. She's an incredible advocate for criminal justice, and I cannot wait to see how this discussion goes.
Yeah.
Joe from you.
She's like the one person who wouldn't sell out.
I'm being completely serious here. Like, I think Eric Adams, there's a real opportunity for anyone who really wants to seriously primary him next year. 2025 is the New York City mayoral elections. If there is a serious movement candidate who can build something behind them, he's weak. You can beat him. Like, there's a real opportunity here in New York City for us to get a really good mayor. Because
she's not a U.S. citizen, though. Is that going to play into that at that level?
I don't think it matters. I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I don't. Do you have to be a citizen? Oh, right. I thought you meant born here. No, I guess not. I guess you do have to be a citizen.
Look at this.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh shit! You ate him up, huh? You already know.
I can't wait. Yeah, please watch her video if you. Oh, she has numerous videos about Eric Adams, but the hour-long one, like that in particular, watch that and then watch the Breakfast Club interview. So that way you kind of have like some background into like the reasons why she hates him so much, and rightfully so.
I don't know if y'all saw that there's like picture in the New York subway right now of them testing out metal detectors. This apparently going to be becoming a thing soon. Is just metal detectors you have to go through? I mean, what the fuck? What is going on?
They don't know. They're refusing to deal with the actual issues here. Obviously, ever since the pandemic and the cost of living in New York City, all these things combined, there has obviously been an uptick in people who are homeless. And a lot of the people who are homeless obviously also do, like a good portion of them obviously do have some sort of mental health issues. But instead of dealing with the homeless issue, instead of dealing with the mental health crisis, by actually helping these people, getting them homes if they're homeless, getting them help if they are suffering a mental health crisis, we've decided to just continue to throw money at the NYPD. And do so at the detriment of other areas. We've taken from our schools, which again, that's another huge issue. If we would fund programs for kids during school and after school, extracurricular, if the city was to get involved with that, there would be so many like stupid petty crimes that we make big deals with. Like, that would all be, so much of it would be gone. So much of like, oh, kids hassling people down the street. Oh, kids, going into stores and, it's ridiculous. Just fund programs for children, for kids, for students, give teachers pay, keep the libraries open. Still will never forgive him. I mean, someone could just run on that. This guy closed the New York City public libraries on the weekend so he could funnel that money to the NYPD. I mean,
that
just run on that. Run on that. Like, we can give make the city a better place for young people, for all people, while at the same time chipping away at whatever crime people are worrying about. And still, I always argue, because it's the truth, New York City has never been safer, even with all the issues that people see and that we do have. It's the absolute truth. New York City has never been safer. I mean, you could look at pretty much almost every big city in the U.S. Crime has been going down nationwide, and it is especially true in New York City.
Then why did Tim Pool tweet out that he likes seeing women in New York get punched in the face?
Oh, because of course it's New York City. So there's been my wife actually, she saw this before, a couple of days ago, I think last week. There's been a few TikTok influencers. I mean, it's New York City. How many TikTok influencers who have like hundreds of thousands of million subscribers than we have here? A lot, I'm sure. So there have been a number of women who have large TikTok accounts who've been walking down the street in a certain radius, general radius in a neighborhood in New York City, who've been accosted by a guy. Horrible. Obviously, no one should get assaulted on the street. Women should definitely not get assaulted on the street, especially, from a large guy. And apparently there's a guy going through the street punching women. It's the guy should be arrested, obviously. No one is disputing that. But people want to make a big deal about this. Like, even the women, if you watch their videos, they're not like turning into like crazy right-wingers demanding, blaming like the city. They're just upset. They got punched walking down the street. It's an upsetting thing, I could imagine. So that's the thing everyone's making a big deal about. The guy, there's a guy in New York City.
He was a Trump guy, apparently. That's what people in chat are
really?
saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh, interesting.
Like, the guy should be arrested. I mean, and he will be. Like, he's not like
some
mastermind criminal.
I thought that he was actually arrested.
No, I mean, maybe he has been since, but he's... I've seen like maybe like 5 or 6 videos of different women getting punched at different times, and who knows who he's attacked, who doesn't have a TikTok following. You know what I mean?
So, like, what are people arguing, that Eric Adams isn't funding the police enough, and that's why this guy's not caught?
They're just
right.
Yeah, I just genuinely don't get it.
No, they're using this instance to push the whole thing that New York City is a very dangerous place. You can't go to New York City. You go to New York City and you'll get attacked on the street. Mm-hmm. I walk down the street. My wife takes the kids down the street. I don't even seriously, I don't even pay attention most of the time. I'm on my phone. Look, because the city is that fucking safe. I'm not a big guy. I mean, some people have told me that just my overall demeanor is very threatening, but I'm not a big guy. I'm not a scary guy, I think. No one's ever fucked with me. No one's ever bothered me because the city is safe for the most part.
Yeah, I don't.
It's one of those things that you get what you pay for. Like, you deserve this. Like, I'm happy that people are getting punched because they have such a liberal cesspool where criminals run wild and heroes, vigilantes get arrested. Like, white vigilantes.
When you have millions upon millions of people in a small area, shit's going to happen to some people. That's just math.
As someone who's traveled to different cities, like, I'm not a big traveler, but I've been to different places. I've honestly never felt safer than anywhere than in New York City. There's people everywhere. They're like, it's the stores are always open. You could be walking down the street at 4 a.m. and there's apartment buildings with lights and chatter and parties, and no matter what time of the day, what day of the week, where you are. I mean, are there, of course, very specific areas where maybe it's more industrial? Of course, but overall, New York City, there's no place that I feel safer, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that was my experience too. I went to New York City a couple times, and both times I went, no problems. Like, the first time we stayed in Brooklyn, took the subway a lot from Brooklyn into the city and walked around everywhere. Didn't take a taxi once. Felt fine. Like, at no point, and I'm a Canadian. At no point did I feel honestly, threatened or anything.
Most of the crime in cities like this are usually between people who know each other. So the odds of you being the victim of a random attack, I mean, obviously it will happen. I'm not saying it never happens. That's anywhere. But the odds of you being the victim in a random attack are very small.
That's the same thing with so many things, right? When you look at obviously it's a horrifying thing if people are just attacking or sexually assaulting other people on the street, but the majority of sexual assaults are usually by close or intimate partners known to the victims. The same thing with child abusers. It's usually friends, family members, people who are in close proximity or have a lot of frequency hanging out or supervising children are usually the abusers themselves. So there's obviously going to be cases where it's a stranger attacking a stranger, and that's horrifying, like Matt's saying, but that's not the overwhelming amount of assaults or problems going on in New York right now.
I think that people
if you don't associate with people who commit crimes and are troublemakers and getting into illegal activity, then the odds of you getting into a fight or shot or assaulted are much smaller. And no matter where you are, honestly, that's just how it is.
Yeah, people's perceptions of reality has been warped by movies and sensationalist news reporting. Any little thing that happens is turned into this big story, and they could
shoplifting. Remember that?
Whatever happened
shoplifting destroying America, literally burning all of America to the ground.
And then the stores themselves had to admit, actually, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
That's how not much of a deal it is.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, that's always been a part of their business calculations. It's been a thing that's always existed. It's the cost of doing business. Just like if you run a taxi service,
it's baked into
if
the
you're
whole
an Uber
structure.
driver, right? If you're an Uber driver, you run a taxi service, a limousine service, you factor in how much gas costs because it's the cost of doing business. It's the same thing with when you operate a store. You have to factor in that there will be instances where people do take items.
Yeah. Those self-checkouts, they are factoring in automatically the fact that people will steal more, but not having to pay people for labor is going to make it much more profitable in the end. Like, this is just like, you're never going to eliminate theft or crime. Like, we've gotten much better, but it's always going to be a part of a society. It's just like, it's going to happen. We don't live in a utopia.
And you're especially not going to eliminate it when people can't afford shit and wages are so goddamn low and people feel that, like, you know, child formula, baby formula is like one of the things that gets stolen the most. Like, that shit often behind like glass now because it's so expensive and people simply can't afford to feed their families. And, you know, that gets to why we need to deal with the root issues, the root causes here, as opposed to just looking at, oh, put them in jail. That's not going to solve the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Crime, by and large, like generally speaking, is a socioeconomic problem. Like, you can deal with crime by addressing poverty and other issues that keep people down, institutional racism, anything else that like stops people from like growing and economically thriving. Like, if you address these things, that's the root causes, but we don't do that. We just throw more cops at everything. And it just gets like, it's a snowball effect. It gets worse and worse over time. So, you know, if you don't actually want to get serious about stopping crime, then you're not going to do anything. We're just going to complain in perpetuity because we're not addressing the root causes. It's very frustrating, but it's useful for politicians because, like, it's kind of like the border situation, right? How Republicans don't want actual, like, that border control bill that Democrats were proposing that was a right-wing bill. They don't want that passed because then they can't run on how bad the border is. Like, they want to keep crime as an issue, even though it's diminished over time, because that's what helps them get elected. Like, they love having a scapegoat because they don't have anything to run on to, like, affirmatively and meaningfully improve your life. So they just say, hey, crime is bad. The other people are making it worse.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's a huge, they love it. I mean, you see them having a great time with bringing up any instance. And of course, crime will always be covered more in Chicago and San Francisco and Los Angeles and New York, because we're huge cities with mega media apparatuses, numerous local news organizations that cover what's going on here, usually for the people who live here. But, like, you won't hear what's happening in like some random city in the Midwest or in the South. That's not like a major metropolitan area because there's just not the media coverage there. Doesn't mean things aren't happening there. It doesn't mean some things even worse are not happening there. It just means it's not being covered as much.
Yeah. Somebody shared a Tupac quote. I never did a crime I didn't have to do. Exactly. And I'm sorry, but like,
I may have.
Everybody would steal baby formula if their baby needed formula and you couldn't get it to them. You would steal diapers. Like, you can't put people in desperate situations and deprive them of a social safety net and basic goods and services and then expect them to just like be perfectly civil. No, like, people are rebelling against the system because it has failed them. I mean, if you look at countries like Egypt, for example, like certain countries in the Middle East, so I forgot what it's called. It's like quiet encroachment, I think is the term for it, where the governments, if they fail them, they will just straight up steal. So they'll take power and route it to their house, for example. And if enough people do this, then it forces the government to basically provide that service, because it's like, how are you going to take away power? And that's a product of failure. Like, desperate people will get what the fuck they need somehow, right? So,
right. No, it's absolutely the case.
Yep.
Yeah. So, did you guys want to talk about anything else?
No, that's it. We're done.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next week.
Super chats.
Don't forget, Ole will be here.
I know. I did talking about this. I just want to bring on Ole now and watch that.
I did see Francesca, one of our recent guests, was on Piers Morgan's show, and there's a clip on Twitter that I can share.
We should watch that. Yeah.
I think this is the one I watched.
See this.
I love Francesca.
Let me share this. I think this. Let me just make sure this one I watched.
I mean, all the chest, and it makes him.
Yeah, I'm not sure this. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out if this one I watched or not.
I mean, Francesca, it does seem to me the harder the left go at Trump, the more they martyr him, one, and he transforms the martyrdom into empowerment, and it makes him stronger and more electable. So my question for the left is, why do it? Why have this strategy of constantly trying to stab him in the back or the chest when all they seem to do is help him?
What?
I don't know what you're asking me to do, Piers. I don't know if you want me to like applaud a little baby for selling a book that he's never read any part of. He said he doesn't have a favorite Bible passage because he hasn't read the Bible. We all know this. That's a classic I didn't read the book report answer. And he's done this forever. You also know he doesn't pray because remember when he was president and the first time a bunch of pastors and different religious leaders put their hands on him and he made his duck face? Praying. This is like a 3-year-old at dinner being like, thank you, God, for my Legos. Like, we know that face. I mean, and like, again, they're cracking up from literally everyone. We just
Piers
saw
Morgan's
his
holding
bond
back his laughter, too.
to 175 million, down from 454 million. And Piers, on that point that you made, which is a good one, right? Hey, Truth Social's now public, worth, $8 billion. Isn't that incredible? Don't we see what's actually happening right before our very eyes? The thing that he actually got nabbed for in New York, overinflating his assets, is going on right now with Truth Social. According to a lot of financial experts, they're saying Truth Social in no way is worth what $8 billion is, completely overvaluated, and he's getting away with it. And I'm so sorry to the working men and women who shell out their money to buy the stupid Bible, the stupid coin, the sneakers, these rubes who spend their hard-earned money because we can't get a livable wage in this country to bow down to their so-called Jesus King, Donald Trump. I mean, I hope there is a God so that he eventually speaks to them and says, this ain't your boy.
Yeah. Damn. That was a damn good
really
put.
good.
Wow.
The Piers Morgan account posted that, so they just like let her go.
Holy shit.
Here you go. Good moment.
Wow.
That
that Bible thing is crazy to me because listen, as somebody who is an evangelical, they're like every house has like 20 Bibles in it, right? This shit is free. It's a dime a dozen.
For anyone who doesn't know the story, Trump is selling Bibles, right? That's the story.
Yeah, do we have the I feel like we need to watch the video.
Trump Bibles. Yeah.
It's so crazy because it's like he has this Bible, it's $60.
There's a video of it?
And there's a video of him talking about it, and it's actually kind of funny. But like on that Bible, there's like a little flag emblazoned on it, and it has the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence. And it's like, okay, first and foremost, the Constitution explicitly prohibits like church and state, and you're kind of like doing that. But it's just sad that he's hawking a Bible for $60 when that is, I mean, it's so transparent, but they're going to buy it. Like it's going to sell out. That's the problem, right? And she's right, though. Like every single Christian, they have a Bible verse that they go to. The fact that he didn't know that absolutely tells you that he did not read the Bible. You can just start like throw out John 3:16. You don't even have to recite it. But say that.
He worked. He had some time in the WWE. He could have at least thrown out an Austin 3:16. Says, "I just whooped your ass." I mean,
So I'm not. This is 3 minutes. I'm not watching 3 minutes of this. But oh my god, 3 minutes of this crap talking about a Bible.
Greenwood, who doesn't love his song "God Bless the USA" in connection with promoting the "God Bless the USA" Bible? This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our founding father documents. Yes, the Constitution, which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard.
That's a bad angle.
Oh yeah, maybe don't have two angles.
Yeah, that's a really unflattering angle.
To keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible, and it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people.
Oh my God!
Oh, that angle
Christians
is really
are
unflattering.
Under siege. We must protect content that is pro-God. We love God, and we have to protect
God
anything
is amazing.
that is pro-God.
Protect content. May God protect the content creators.
He's the best God.
Defend God in the public square and not allow the media or the left-wing groups to silence, censor, or discriminate against us. We have to bring Christianity back into our lives and pray.
Why don't you read the Constitution in that Bible, you dumbass bitch?
Let's see where he ends here. What the fuck?
I'm actually enjoying this. I wish we watched the whole thing. Actually,
you want to watch the whole thing?
Well, not now, but
there's some good tidbits on
and now
it.
Twitter's
I
breaking.
won't lie.
Yeah,
Jesus Lord, here.
Twitter's not a great platform. He
It's
should
not
have
great
just
for
been
videos.
quoting. I have my favorite one, Deuteronomy 23:2. No one whose testicles have been crushed or whose penis has been cut off may come into the assembly of the Lord. Deuteronomy 23:2.
It's a great one. It's a banger. I feel like we should
Can't have
release our
crushed
own
meat.
Bible. Can't we do that? Just like the Leftist Mafia Bible. Can we sell that?
Sure.
Like it's not copyrighted?
I'll have ChatGPT do it right now.
You got to zoom
There
in
you
on
go.
it.
The
God
Bible
bless
is not
the
copyrighted.
USA Bible now, and
No, it's
Right.
not. It's well
God
beyond.
bless
Yeah.
the
That
USA
expired.
Bible
God bless the USA
Death
Holy
plus
Bible.
90.
What the fuck?
now and help spread our Christian values with others. There you have it.
It's seeing him talk about Christian values. Like, for one, that he gives a fuck. Of course he doesn't. But like, how many divorces? How many children? Like how many ways he broke the law or assaulted women? Like, get the fuck out of here. Christian values. So absurd.
Yeah.
Well, the
If
Trump
him and
Bible says that the most Christian of men have 3 wives. 3 wives.
If him and I faced off on like a Bible contest, like trivia or some shit, I would BTFO him. He's such a phony.
You would win.
I absolutely would win.
I didn't know you were such a holy observer, Mike.
Spirit.
Oh, I mean, that shit was burned
Ingrained.
into my brain as a little kid. I had my little kid Bible, and then I had my middle school Bible, and then I had my big boy Bible as a teenager, and
boy
then I had my
Bible?
adult Bible. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you serve the? Did you
you
ever
have
serve
them all
the
like,
Lord, Mike?
strapped?
Did I have a strap? I did not. I did not.
Let's not forget how much Trump loves the Bible.
You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what 1 or 2 of your most favorite Bible verses are
Well,
and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. You know, when I talk about the Bible, it's very personal.
Exactly what many Christians say.
I don't want to get into.
There's no verse
I
that means a lot to you that you think about or cite.
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a
I like
verse.
the whole thing. I don't have a favorite part.
do
It's
that.
the whole thing is my favorite.
You
Every
should have just said
I think
all
he
of
says
them
that.
overall.
I think he says that, doesn't he?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible. The whole Bible is an incredible. I joke very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time, but I just think the Bible is just something very special.
Okay.
I just. What was
so stupid?
Was that clip before he was elected or after where he's like,
I think this
it
is
says
before.
2 Corinthians. No, you remember
This
like
is-
the
Corinthians.
Yeah,
the 2 Corinthians or whatever.
This is before he was elected. This is
Okay.
This is when they were all treating him as a joke and had him on TV all the fucking time and helped lead him to victory. But
That's amazing. Yeah, you know, Christians, you really have to like coerce it out of them to get them to tell you about which Bible verse is their fucking favorite. I swear, he knows.
Right. The Christians
Yeah.
famously hate talking about religion. They don't. They don't go out there. They don't talk a lot about it. They don't
Don't go
try
door to
to
door.
impose their beliefs on others.
That's
they
the face.
really don't usually like doing that type of stuff. So it's
You've
very
got to
personal.
waterboard them
They keep
to
it,
get out
They keep
the.
it deep down inside, right?
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's
Famously
true.
sending all their kids to public school because they don't want to have anything to do with having religion be such a big part of someone's life that you. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
That's the Christian Trump. That's the Christians just like Trump for you.
He knows.
Oh my God! It's a $60 Bible. You can get one on
That's-
Amazon for $7.
You can get them free. You can go online and get Bibles.
Yeah.
for
Oh, right,
free.
yeah,
There are
you can get
churches
them
that will
for free,
mail
right.
you free Bibles. Yes.
If it
Not
was
wrong
listen,
to read the Bible for free.
if it was like $20, I would think, okay, that's a lot of money for a Bible because like you could, again, they're everywhere and they already have them if you're a Christian. But it's like, okay, I'm kind of supporting Trump. It has the Constitution. Okay, great. But $60, like we're talking almost full priced video games here that you could buy with that money instead. It's wild to me.
Dragon's Dogma
that-
2
is that-
or
is
the
that
Holy
your-
Bible?
Yeah, pick one.
Is that your like? Is that your like the gold standard for you, Mike? Is how much something costs in
relation to video games?
comparison
Oh, yeah.
to a
That's how
Yeah.
my
video
brain.
game?
That's how my brain works too. I'm like, I spent I just
It's
spent
a video game
$60 on that meal for the family. I could have got a video game.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like, should I get like this particular? No, because like if I get all these different like snacks that I want, like we're halfway to a video game. Like,
should I buy these diapers or should I buy this new game? He doesn't need diapers. We use cloth.
Yeah.
When David is shoplifting the formula from the stores, he's taking enough that costs the equivalent of a $60 video game.
I had to buy the game, so the formula had to be free.
Yeah.
See, for me, I look at it this way: you get the Bible for free from a church. Could download Fortnite and play that for free. It's the same thing for me. There you go.
There we go.
I don't get a $60 video game.
Religions.
Yeah, I don't get the same enjoyment out of the Fortnite.
They complain about crime. What if somebody stole the Bible? Would they be against that? I mean, the Word of God, is that not priceless?
It should be free.
I'm not saying people should steal.
The Constitution comes with Trump's comes with the Constitution, so maybe the Bible is free, but you're paying $60 for the Constitution,
which is also free.
Which
I'll never
it's
forget.
Exclusive. You can't find that anywhere else.
Right.
I went to San Francisco.
All those founding father documents are hard to find. That's why Nicolas Cage had to steal one.
That's true. It's science.
I was just gonna say, I'll never forget when I went to San Francisco 10 years ago, and in the hotel, it's just like a work trip, and went in the hotel room, opened the drawer. I'd never seen this before. I'm not sure if this is normal. Maybe it's normal, but I opened the drawer between the bed, and there was the Holy Bible and the Book of Mormon side by side, and I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Is that normal? Do most hotel rooms have the Book of Mormon and the Holy Bible? I just thought it was like
Ohio.
Where was this hotel?
San Francisco. I don't know.
Or Utah. Utah is where you'd find that, right? I
would think that would make more sense.
I've never seen the Book of Mormon because, like, for Christians, like that's offensive. Like they believe Mormons are a cult, ironically. So you would normally just see the Bible. I feel like, at least I haven't seen the Book of Mormon. But
I've seen the Bible a lot.
It's a great show. I enjoy the Broadway show. You should go see that.
Yeah, that is great. I saw that.
It was funny.
Yeah,
it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe San Francisco has a large Mormon population. They got people everywhere. Yeah, I see them walking down the street here in Queens. The white button-up shirt and the tie.
I've been approached by Mormons in Japan before, trying to
Japan.
Yep,
yeah,
that's
where
they
them all over.
They send them on a pilgrimage to convert.
Oh, someone in the chat says Marriott's a Mormon family. Did you stay at a Marriott?
Oh, it was probably a Marriott. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it was a Marriott.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go. I didn't know that either.
That makes sense.
I never opened those drawers, so who knows?
I never opened those.
You gotta open those drawers. You gotta see what's in there.
Yeah, I don't want to see what's in there. There could be
a Bible. Could be a dildo. Come on, it's a roll of the dice.
It could be a body part, a dismembered body part of there. I don't want to.
That's why I gotta look.
Whatever's in there stays in there. I'm not looking.
Well, what else happened this week? I don't even know.
Is Rebecca joining us today?
I assume so.
Yeah, it's later than usual.
It's
so.
already yeah, it's already we're an hour in. Time flies when you're having fun.
That bridge collapse happened, and there was that ridiculous reaction and conspiracy. I don't know if anyone wants to talk about that. The conspiracies,
I would
really
say
the blaming
that
of DEI, I think, was probably the most ridiculous response.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't want to ever hear a right-winger or a liberal complain about people celebrating like the Queen's death or Henry Kissinger's death again, when like this was a tragedy where 6 people died, at least 6 people died, and it's like, well, let's make this about my racist fucking hangups now. Let's talk about my racist conspiracies, and it's like, it's fucked. Oh hey!
Oh
hi!
Here you
we were just talking.
We were just talking about you.
What y'all
You're like,
saying?
Rebecca? Where's Rebecca?
Here I am.
Yeah, we were missing you basically publicly.
How you guys doing? What y'all was talking about?
We were talking about the Bible 2 seconds ago, and now we're talking about the bridge that collapsed.
Okay, where we at with it?
We just started the bridge. I don't know if you want to talk about that or if you want to talk.
No, yeah, let's talk about the bridge because that was like that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
All of the conspiracy theories I've been seeing on TikTok and like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
What's TikTok doing with them?
Like people
I'm
are
not on
saying
TikTok.
that it's all like, look what's happening. Do you not, like, how can you not say that this is not a terrorist attack? Look at the exact times. You know, look how the bridge was built. Why was it specifically the sacrifice of immigrants? It's a whole thing. So many.
How was the bridge built? What am I missing there?
I don't know, but people that somebody put this up. People that talked about how college isn't important are the ones that are talking about how the bridge was built. So I don't know if we can use that as like actual credit, but they're just going in and saying like, it's just so many different conspiracy theories. I can't go with any of it. Of course, I just went with the news that I saw, and that was that day. The search, and that's all I really got from it. I haven't really seen how the right is taking it or how.
They're getting real racist with it.
So I believe, yeah. So how racist are they getting? How racist?
Oh my God.
DEI is to blame for the bridge.
Okay. See, when y'all say DEI, it makes me kind of uncomfortable because DEI is now taken back.
Yeah.
They've taken
literally
DEI,
though.
And DEI equals the hard ER. Apparently.
It's a synonym.
Yeah,
it's a synonym.
Or,
like that's how they're using it. Like they used to use like woke and CRT to kind of like
CRT was the one that used.
Give themselves plausible deniability. But with the way that they're using DEI, if they want to keep that plausible deniability, they're gonna have to come up with a new term really soon. Because the way they've been using that, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like it's that one tweet in particular about the mayor, Brandon Scott. So insane. Like if people don't know what I'm referring to, there was a tweet from a very large account on Twitter. It's in David's video too, by the way, if you haven't seen this.
Elijah Schaefer? Was he the one who did it?
Well, him too. But this account that I'm referring to, I don't remember the name of it, but they said Baltimore's DEI mayor when he was addressing this. And it's like by saying that, and he actually addressed this on Joy Reid show, and I think that his response was perfect. He's like, well, what DEI means is duly elected incumbent. And I know what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to say it. And so like I have a video about his response because I think he handled it like flawlessly, but like, they're just basically using DEI as a synonym for a slur. Like
the hard
exactly
ER for black people.
Exactly how they're using it.
Yeah.
And it's, they're so transparent about it. And then Elijah Schaefer, he had a tweet about just with the picture of the mayor. And it said something like, oh, that bridge collapsed, yo. Like, what is the point specifically of this tweet other than to just be like racist? Like the mayor is black, so that's like that's inherently funny. Like
that's the only reason why they said that DEI word. If the mayor wasn't black or whatever, we wouldn't. So that's how I know that.
Right.
It has nothing to do with that. But I've always said the diversity, equity, and inclusion, all of that is the idea of it when it came about. I know what it's for. I know, but I always said in any corporation, especially before COVID, we saw how there was in all of those departments at any corporation, there was one black person or two or just a handful of them that were holding down so much work, but they just wanted to say, this is our this is our department for DEI. They weren't hiring more black people. They weren't making it more of a comfortable environment for them. Nothing. They were just saying, we have black people that work here. This is what we've elected them to do. And it's so much work though. Like it's just them holding down so much work. So it's always been a questionable thing. And even with how Ron DeSantis out in Florida schools have adopted his idea of taking away diversity and inclusion within schools, grants or anything like that goes to students because it promotes
anti-white racism.
Yeah, it promotes racism, but it's, why would we want to separate? It's because black people have things the hardest. We don't get grants. We don't get all that stuff in schools. And inside of these schools that were predominantly white at one time, they didn't appreciate black people. So this is why they have those type of things. You're not going to see that at an HBCU because the HBCU was created because of just white institutions. Like we couldn't go to school, so we had to create those. So but this whole idea that he's been giving this so the fact that the mayor being called like a DEI pick, and that to me is disrespectful because he's the mayor. So respect him as such. But in this whole situation we're talking about the bridge. People have died. There are casualties there. He's trying to make sure that he presents himself well while talking about it. But here people go making it just the fact that it's a black mayor. What's the problem?
Also,
he's not a diversity hire. He was elected with 70%.
Come on.
Also, he didn't build the bridge. The bridge was open in 1977. He wasn't driving the boat. Like, I don't understand.
But these are his constituents.
Even if the mayor was like some conservative dipshit I didn't like, it wouldn't be his fault, probably, because what's the connection?
You know, I was listening to this podcast where they were actually talking to someone who's not political at all, but knows a lot about boating and shipping, and they were like, no, does no one realize this has nothing to do with whatever you think wokeness is? This is because boats have become larger and larger and larger since that bridge was built to ship more goods. This is capitalism. The boats have become bigger than it can actually fit underneath that area, and it was trying to shut down and had an emergency problem. This has nothing to do with wokeness.
They're just trying to take every single corporate failure and pin it on wokeness or DEI when it's deregulation. This is a capitalist problem, but they love it. Serves so many purposes to use DEI. They can scapegoat people of color, which they love doing, and they can also kind of give corporations a pass for cutting corners to save profits. Yeah. So it's so frustrating that they think that they're clever and that they think they're getting away with it, but we all see what they're saying. It's so obvious.
Yeah, and I think that the focus should be, okay, we could have more conversations surrounding infrastructure or, those type of things. But here we are talking about more so focused. That's what the right is focused on, DEI. And what Twitter did and is what we had to do with the hard ER word is claim it and make it our own. So they've changed lyrics to songs and things and, been saying, my DEI, whatever the case, to really let people know, we know what you mean when you say DEI. We know exactly what you're saying when you say DEI. So we're not going to just let that be. So we're going to do what we do and we're going to kiki about it, but there's going to be a message in this. And we know that diversity and inclusion has been something that you guys have thrown out there. You guys have a problem with it. You're making it such a big deal when there's more to this, literally a bridge collapse. Let's focus on the casualties. Let's focus on the mayor actually speaking to his constituents and trying to make them comfortable understanding what happened, getting the information out properly. That's his job, not the fact that he Black. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, and Black people, they have to work twice as hard to get half as far. Nobody is saying by doing more diverse hiring practices, we're hiring unqualified people. Nobody said that. Conservatives are the ones that said that. They're the ones that said, oh, it must mean that a really qualified white guy is getting passed over by an unqualified Black. Nobody said that. And first and foremost, the main thing that's really important to point out is that these corporations like Google that had DEI, they didn't do it. They didn't follow through. So it's not they didn't actually end the racist hiring practices. That's the worst part is that conservatives are still scapegoating people of color when they didn't even benefit from DEI. So it's infuriating on so many different levels because there's so much disingenuity, all in an attempt for them to just really thinly cloak their racism.
Yep. So what's really going on with the bridge, though? What's the latest developments? Last I heard is that they found 2 of the casualties that were said to be working on the bridge at the time. And I know
the terrorism thing is really weird because there's actual communications already of the boat having an emergency. That's the reason not more people died is they were able to communicate and get the bridge shut down in time. That doesn't happen with terrorist attacks. They don't call up and say, let's reduce the amount of casualties possible, please, or something like that.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, let's do it at 1:30 in the morning. It's just so stupid.
And go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, the videos I were telling you that were conspiracy, they're immediately. It just happened. I happened to be up and I seen it. And I was showing my partner at the time. But then right underneath it, I'm it just happened. But there's 10 different videos. Now they're having it slow-mo, really quick. And then the conspiracy theorists are with their captions with it, if you really look closely, they turned it off. Then as it got closer, they put it back on. And then once they made sure that they turned it off right again so that it can direct right in that area of the bridge so it can hit it. And then turn like this meant to happen because it was a distraction.
Do they bother to say who they is? Who's they? That is they.
Oh, apparently
imagine trying to hack a boat for a terrorist attack. That's the stupidest way.
And they said, oh, it's because it's coming from Sri Lanka, and they were or wherever it was coming from, but they were because that lets you know that those people are connected to terrorists and that's racist.
Of course.
And
Right.
you know. So.
It's like only Canadians will get this joke, but it's like playing curling. Like I imagine, like you let the rock go in the ice and you try to get it into the
Americans
spot.
know what curling is. Y'all know what
I
curling
love
is,
curling.
right?
I ain't that American.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Well, like try to use like a bow for a terrorist attack. It's like playing curling. Like you have to like get it just right at the right time, and you have to hope you hack in the boat. It's so
It's
like
ice bowling. It's ice bowling. You are bowling. You're bowling on ice. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's so stupid.
I think it's cool. It's a cool little sport.
It's a
curling's
sport.
awesome. I'm just saying the idea of
Yeah.
using a boat for terrorism is stupid. But
Yeah.
curling's great.
Stupid.
And then like the why would we can see the boat for a minute? Like why would they not want to stop it? Like why would they just be like, okay, let's just let it ride. It's getting closer. Oh, let's let it ride. No, it's like people are so dumb, and they will put this on the internet. And right now, I don't know why people choose this time to not go and read up. Because Google is there, and if you just get online, it's the trending story. So a lot of respected newspapers, articles, media, people who are
They're
covering
all in
it
on the conspiracy, Rebecca. Don't you know? It's part of it. You
They will hold it
can't get your
down.
information like a sheeple from the rest of the mainstream.
You got to get it from the comment section. If you don't get it from the comment section, it's
yeah,
nothing.
exactly.
The conspiracies about this bridge went so much deeper than I even realized, because I just saw like the DEI like complaints, but apparently there was people unironically saying vaccine in response to this. Like the driver had the
he was
COVID
vaccinated.
vaccine. On top of that, Obama's being blamed because
The Obama one
it's
is
a classic
so stupid.
retro. It's
the Obama one is
Explain
just
the
amazing.
Obama one, Mike. Explain the Obama one,
So,
Mike. It's so
do you know that
stupid.
movie? What's that movie that he released on Netflix? I forgot the name of it.
Oh wait, I did see this one. I
Let's
forgot
see
about
world,
the Netflix
world,
thing.
the world again, something like that. What was it?
Yeah. A boat crashes onto the
He was
beach.
like
of
the
that
executive,
movie.
like one of the executive producers on.
Yeah.
So,
Him and his wife, yeah.
yeah.
So this was Obama's doing. He was trying to, like, I guess, give us a warning that he was planning to crash a boat into a bridge with that movie.
It's like, why? And then the music that they're playing with these TikTok videos, you got the like those little eerie sounds, and they're like, how come when the boat was coming up, and then they'll like flash to why was it coming up? Does that remind you of anything? And then they'll have like the flash to Obama's in his wife's movie, whatever. What was the movie when they? I don't even know.
Leave the world behind. It was
Leave the world
Jerry
behind.
McLean in the chat.
Everything.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay, thank you. So, but yes, but this is what people are believing, and love my family members. Well, a couple of them were on the phone, and I said, I know that they're not trying not to focus on this story and make it about DEI. That's problematic to me. That is what we should be focusing on, like how they're making this about DEI, and we're not talking enough about what we should be talking about as when it comes to the bridge, and we're not allowing the mayor to actually use his voice to do the work that he was hired to do, put in place to do. We're focusing on more of the fact that he was calling DEI, which we should, and the Black people handled that. Now we can focus on the people who lost their loved ones, what they're going to do next with the bridge, what that looks like. Are they going to discontinue boats from being in the water at this time? This is information that we need, but they want to focus the right know how to deviate from the important stuff, and they will just focus on some empty stupid stuff. But they're racist, and people will take the bait, and so yeah.
Let me be clear. We need to call my boys in Sri Lanka. We're gonna crash a boat tomorrow. The people will never know.
Not Obama
until they realize that I put a hint in the Netflix movie that I put out. There's always, I love this idea that they, whoever they is, the powers that be, can pull all this off, yet somehow can't help but to sprinkle these little clues and hints for all the conspiracy theorists to find.
Don't you see? Because they're so evil, they really enjoy it, so they have to take credit for it somewhere. They won't take credit for the act, but they're going to showcase that, I had the idea to do this.
Yep.
The supervillain monologue.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
I really wish
they'll never expect me. They'll blame the mayor of Baltimore because of DEI. It's genius.
It's so dumb. They're gonna blame everybody black. Everybody black. You know, I know Issa Rae said we're rooting for everybody black. The right is there. They want to disrespect and blame everything, everyone, just black related. Like, let that man do his job. He just gotta let him do what he need to do. They just like, how is this his problem? He has to speak to the people. He has to start telling you guys how they're gonna move forward. He has to talk to the families of the people who lost their loved ones.
Doing well too.
You know? Like it's
I'm trying so hard not to change the subject to send Rebecca a super chat, but it keeps failing.
What?
I was trying
to it's all part of my plan. This is part of my
rest in puss Joe Lieberman.
And you can send the super chat, but I saw. And I said, I'm not even gonna deal with that. I looked at it and I said, They play.
I was gonna do the asterisk for like the eye and just see if it would get you.
I got it immediately. I looked at it and I was like, I'm at work. And then I came back and I said, why they play so much? And I was like, what a day that was. That's crazy. Don't bring that embarrassment back on my shoulder.
I'm sorry. It's like one of my favorite moments.
It's gonna go down in history because Jesus Lord. That was not one of my most finer times, but you know, it is.
I think it was your finest time.
I'm pretty sure y'all loved it. They were like, and I was just sometimes I have those moments, like, you know, I would like to think of myself as, you know, well spoken, you know, whatever, but I can be super. A little bit sometimes. My family likes to say this, Rebecca, you are so intelligent. You got some smarts in you, but sometimes it just don't click for you all the time. Sometimes it just you don't get it. And that's why we're okay with that. But it don't, Rebecca. And I'd be like,
I think like we all have those moments. Like there for some reason a couple days ago, it was like 2:45 in the afternoon, and I'm thinking, oh, it's almost 4 o'clock. Like thinking like 3 o'clock was 4 o'clock, and I thought that for the next 15 minutes until it was 3 o'clock. I'm like, why did I think it was going to be 4 o'clock? Like there's just moments where it's just like the brain turns off and you don't even realize it.
Facts.
There we go. That's what it is.
I'm happy to be vaxxed. Like I'm happy it ain't do nothing to me. I ain't died. None of what people are saying. I didn't grow a third leg. Like none of the above.
I actually did, but you know, I'm doing fine otherwise. No, Rebecca, what made that so funny is because I literally, before you even said it out loud, that was the first way that I read it. So it's just like, it was so perfect.
Was it a super chat I was reading?
It was a super chat, yeah. I felt validated when you said it the same way that I read it.
I was, that's crazy. And you guys died the whole time. And I'm like, y'all, stop it. Anywho, there's I think we should go into I don't know if you guys covered it already. I know I haven't been here for a while today, but the Diddy story, the love story,
we haven't
the
yet.
Puff Daddy story, the Sean Combs story.
I do not know much about it, I gotta say.
Yeah, so I think that other than
I do.
Okay, so look, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna. I've been going down rabbit holes of like old school hip hop YouTube videos, and the algorithm knows my addiction now, and it won't stop feeding me them. And every time I feel like I want to do something, I'm like, but the Benzino beef, what's this all about? Go down that hole, and like, it's just like thing after thing after thing. Anyways, sorry, I've been on a lot of Diddy rabbit holes lately. But,
no, you have to be, because it's like, well, if 50 Cent is saying. Then I'm gonna go check out and see. It's a whole thing. But if you guys don't know the latest in it, we know that Cassie did put out allegations of a lot, sexual abuse, just all of the above from her relationship with him. And we know that they had quietly handled that. And so, but we knew that from her allegations were going to stem so much more things. So many people were coming out about their experience with Diddy. But the latest is that he had, I guess, his homes raided in Miami.
And they were doing his two sons put in cuffs, apparently.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that part of it, but I know. So the federal agents raided his multi-million-dollar homes, not just one, in Miami and Los Angeles. A few days ago on March 25th, they said that firearms were found at both properties. Additionally, Homeland Security investigations seized Combs' phones in Miami before he was scheduled to depart for a trip to the Bahamas. So while the investigation is ongoing, a source close
the private jet went to Cape Verde instead, right?
Yeah, but so he went somewhere else instead. He was stuck at the airport. He was seen pacing outside. That you can see in video.
Okay, because I saw that video. Okay.
So, they said that the raid was connected to allegations of sex trafficking, sexual assault, and solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms. 3 women and 1 man had been interviewed related to these allegations. So the thing is, as well, they even said that his ex, Young Miami, Carisha, from the group City Girls, she is one half of the group City Girls, and they said that in some of the documents, allegedly, that he had her transport pink cocaine to wherever he was. So other people were involved too. So there are other people named in the documentation.
I didn't even know there was a person named Pink Cocaine. I thought you were about to tell me about a drug of
No, there's a drug.
Carisha, Young Miami. She transported actual, because they say he got to make the cocaine pink. He can't. He just like he has to just. They're like he's just so. It's just too much. But pink cocaine. I don't know if that's a special type of cocaine. I don't know. It's the coloring of the. cocaine.
It is. I'm really confused.
You tried it?
It's incredibly well. It's yes. I'm here to tell you all about pink cocaine. Oh yes, it's really popular in South and Central America right now, and apparently it's not cocaine. It's something else like 2CB or it's something else. But it's like it's blowing up in the West now. It's like another drug that's suddenly becoming a big thing, especially amongst celebrities. Like. Yeah, it's like the champagne cocaine. Yeah.
If this brings down Carisha too, I'm gonna be even more fucking pissed at Diddy.
Yeah, because I'm like, she was pretty young being with this man, and even with the history with Cassie, she got with him and she was with him for 10 years. So since she was in her 20s up until her 30s, she was with him. And the same thing I feel like could have happened to Carisha. And he dated even for a short period of time Lori Harvey, who dated his son for a short period of time.
Oh my God.
So I think he has a thing for younger girls. I think it's a control thing. I do believe that there may be, and this is my opinion, there may be some truths to how he is with women, abusive, all of the above, what these people are saying. Torre was on an interview with Joy Reid, the interviewer, the journalist Torre, if you guys know him. He was on an interview with Joy Reid, and he said he had a family member that was looking for a internship. He called Diddy up. Diddy said, sure thing, let him. Definitely could work for me. After about 3 months, he says that his family member no longer worked for Diddy. And then he began to say, he asked them why finally, and apparently it was a male. And he said, Diddy asked me to go home with him or the internship was over. And clearly the internship was over. And this is, again, allegations. This is from Torre's interview with Joy Reid on the readout. So a lot of people are coming out to speak out now. Some people are saying, well, why now? Why are they speaking up now? I think, again, it's a power dynamic. If somebody is super powerful, I'm pretty sure that in that time, threats were made, all of the above. Quincy, his adopted son, who was with his ex, Kim Porter, whose father is actually Albie Shore. Albie Shore took to online and was, saying, hey, son, it's time to come home. I don't know, son about 30 years old. I don't know the dynamics from the 30-year-old gap, but something could have been going on there. Don't know. But yeah, everybody is kind of like speaking up now. And it's so much. The rabbit holes are crazy. I read one woman who worked with him was saying all the people who were putting out tell-alls were silenced in some way, shape, or form.
There's a lot of people who've been talking about this for a long time, like Jaguar, for example. Yes. She has been sounding the alarm, but no one listened, especially I'll be honest, no white people had any idea about so much of this stuff for so long. But she was explaining that there's a history of abuse, there's a history of pedophilia, there might be the abuse of underage boys and girls. They might have been drugged, they might have been forced to participate in sexual acts they didn't want to at these parties. You can look towards like the testimony of Usher when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like it's just like it's been going on for so long in such a massive media empire, and it's like it's only now coming to light.
Yeah, so Usher is a victim as well. Do any of you know about that?
Not a confirmed victim, but a long time ago on Howard Stern, they were asking about like what was it like growing up in the life when you were only 14 years old, and there's like there's old clips of Diddy where he's talking about how he used to wrestle Usher when he was a little kid over breakfast cereal and stuff like that, and you're just watching it, and you're like, that's a weird thing to like. Even Kevin Hart in the interview was like, what the fuck did you just say? You know, like he's totally like
in that interview. I remember,
like,
and Usher even came out. And he was in another interview. So he stands on this story. So he said it a few different times. And he said to another woman who was interviewing him, yeah, you know, I was in his home. You know, I was a young buck coming up. I was just getting in the game. He invited me over to his home. And what I saw there, I think as he was talking about it, he was just kind of telling his story. But people who know what abuse looks like, they're like, that's abuse. But he was just like, you know, and sexual abuse in some way, shape, or form, grooming. So he was like, you know, I get into the home and I was just like, yo, you know, there were a lot of women there. And I'm like 13, 14. I'm really young. I'm, you know, and I'm looking around, just getting in the game. And he's there introducing me to everybody. And there were so many women and they were like naked. And I was a kid and they were like, and so the interviewer says, so you didn't do nothing with the women. He said, I didn't say all that. And I'm like,
dang. Okay. As you explain it, it is coming back to me. I do remember that part.
So
wasn't even like there's so many celebrities that are like implicated as well. Isn't Meek Mill part of this too?
They tried to, so that came out, that's rumors, right? And that was from, and this is how we have to be careful because the way the internet's throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But Meek Mill's name, they didn't say his name. They said a rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. So that's in the documents. So of course people did their ABCs and was like, okay, hey,
connecting the dots.
Okay, so that makes sense. So, but academics is the one that heightened that and said, you know what you did with and academics is like a podcaster, super rude to a lot of people. But he keeps attacking Meek Mill, and he took that moment to say, you know what you did. How are you going to get away from this? What are you going to say? You were with Diddy. You let Diddy do sexual things to you. So that their internet ran with that. And so a lot of people, like I said, are implicated, but then some, as well as a lot of people being thrown in the mix because of the documentation, and people are putting two and two together. So it's like, what was your position with Diddy? What were you actually doing alongside Diddy? But then you have the people like other artists. I seen Tyrese, Slim Thug, Uncle Luke, all speaking out on behalf of Diddy, saying another black man down. Another black millionaire. See, here goes like, so you're not focused on what the person did, but you're saying, you know, they're trying to bring down another black man. And I don't care if he was black, white, yellow, purple, in between. If there's so much evidence on this person, then they should be tried. And, you know,
it looks really bad.
Proven guilty. So, but we could say a thing is a thing. This thing is happening. There are investigations. There are raids happening. Cassie did speak out. You know, people are being mentioned. Okay, we can call a thing. But these people, Tyrese went on a whole tirade. Tyrese went on a tirade, child. He went on the internet and did like a long soliloquy about what Diddy did for him. What Diddy did for me in my life. Somebody changed the game. He took me in. He talked to me. He did all this and that and the above. And let's not forget when the whole Chris Brown and Rihanna thing happened, Diddy opened up his house after that. Physical abuse. He opened up his house to them at that time to run from the media, but they were still in, you know, this just literally happened. So I don't know if Diddy is that man that Tyrese want to paint him as, but they're online really speaking for him and trying to, my thing is, we talked about this on the show, bad people that we love can do bad things, and bad people can do good things. Like that doesn't take away from them being like, you know, and I'm a firm believer in forgiveness, but when you're that nasty, when you're that dirty, I don't know if you can get in, I don't know if there's no clean, like you were evil to people. There's so many accounts of how you
destroyed a lot of lives along the way.
Yes,
Right?
sexual abuse, like threatening people. What's his name? That rapper that came out and said, I was talking to Cassie briefly. This is in, you know, documentation too. I was talking to Cassie. What's his damn name? The rapper. He said he was.
Was it Kid Cudi?
Kid Cudi. And he said, I was threatened when I was dating her, and I was told that something like they'll blow up my house, whatever, something like that. And he said he looked out the door and I think his car blew up. He confirmed this himself. And nobody did anything with it. He said this himself. So,
and it seems like based on what like Torre said, like he was pretty brazen. If like he groomed or was trying to groom Torre's nephew or whatever, like in a 3-month period, like that's just. I mean, if you're bringing in people and you're already trying to sexually exploit them or whatever was being alleged there, like it seems like he wasn't really trying to hide it. It was like an open secret. But the people like Tyrese, it's probably like, well, he didn't do it to me and I didn't witness it, so I can't imagine that this was actually going on. But just because you didn't see it and he was good to you doesn't mean that he wasn't bad to other people.
Yeah.
You have to be able to differentiate between that.
Yes. Yeah. And if so many people are saying this happened, and I mean, I think we can kind of just be like, okay, this possibly happened. So let's see what the courts are going to say. Let's see what's going to come out. You know, let's not just tell the victims that they're all liars. And not only was it sexual abuse, he threatened people, you know, took away jobs. He, you know, hurt allegedly.
Oh, he
people.
destroyed careers.
So, yes.
Yeah.
And we watched him do that every day on whatever new show he was coming out with.
Making the band, Danity Kane. Also, Day 26. They got like 2 albums. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Fatty Cool, which was the first group that he made. So it's like,
oh right,
he's been doing this for
the
a
band,
long time. The band
underrated as fuck. Even though they shouldn't have been a band, it should have been individual rappers.
Okay.
But you know,
the
still.
B5 who worked, I think, with
right,
him,
really talented.
All these people, Sherry Dennis, people who were there for once, and I believe if they challenged him in whatever way, it was 50 Cent is willing to. He's already on it. It's jokingly, but he's serious at the same time. Make a documentary.
Do you see that Netflix poster he posted? I thought that was real at first. I was like, whoa, that's coming out already.
He really wants to fund a documentary to help victims have a voice. I don't know what his name is for Diddy, but yeah,
or
he's
not
like
Diddy, 50.
Yeah,
not Diddy.
Not Diddy, but for 50. But he said he wants to fund that, and I think allocate the money to the victims, like that type of thing.
Oh wow, that's good.
That's what he was saying. Like he's coming up with things, and he's like, Diddy did that, and I know that Mace. Who has a podcast? Look, why don't I know all this information? It's too much. I've been going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, you've been in deep, Rebecca.
Rapper Mace, who is with Cameron, they have a podcast. They just recently talked about it briefly, and Mace is like, I feel like this is where I'm finally getting some kind of reparations for what happened with me. When you're nasty, when you're that type of person, things are going to come out and get you. So he was saying like this, I mean, Diddy is this type of person, and everything that's coming for him is going to it's going to happen. What he did with Biggie, what he did with me, what he did with other artists, like he's getting what he deserves. And I'm glad that it's all coming out. So
it's really sad if you go down. I don't know if you've watched any of the documentaries on the history of Diddy, but like it was always speculated, why was he able to climb and rise so quickly? Because he was an intern at Uptown Records, and then he went from that to having his own record label, Bad Boy, under the same label, which ultimately is under Atlantic. So that's just like, that's monstrous to do in your like early 20s. But then all these rumors started circulating that the guy who ran Uptown Records, Andre Harrell, may have been abusing Diddy, and Andre Harrell may have been abused by the senior executive of Atlantic prior to him. Like there's this history of like, these older executives taking advantage of young boys essentially, and then them, then doing it to the next person along the way. Like it's really fucked up, but it's part of like potentially a lot of the music industry at that level.
Yeah. And I think it's, I forgot her name, but she's on the Griot, and she said like Diddy is being targeted, but she said it in a way where he has to be targeted because he possibly did those things. So in this time in his life, they need to target him. They need to let him know, we're on to you. We're watching you. Like Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, all these people were targeted as investigations were underway, and they just kept living their life. They kept dropping music. They kept being on the scene. They kept throwing parties, all of these things. And yeah, they need to know that you are a target, because when stuff hits the fan, you're probably going to be right there with Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly. Y'all going to have to, it's just going to be what it is. You did all of this to people, and you used your power to abuse people, to fear into people, to threaten people, to take away careers, people's livelihoods. And so at this point, yeah, you're being targeted. People are onto you, and the feds are going to get you each which way. So the conspiracy theorist Slim Thug, who is a rapper out of Texas, he he was saying, see, no, was it Uncle Luke? It was Uncle Luke. He said, see, he done sued. I think the brand is called Deleon, the drink that he was promoting. He's like, he done sued them, and ever since, that man down. See, he had the audacity to sue them, and ever since, they had been after him since. And I'm like,
that's such a stupid theory, though.
Cassie said what she said, and I believe she even knew. She was like, she even said, "You're gonna get what's coming to you." Like, regardless, they quietly settled, and the world already knew. The information was already out, and here we go. Everybody's like, "It happened to me too."
But I mean, so is he in America? Is he? In
yeah,
the
that's
US?
what I was gonna ask.
No, I think they said he did a video from his location, like kind of showed himself. I didn't see it, but that he confirmed, I guess, that he still flew out of the country, but he flew somewhere else, like you guys said. So, yeah.
Oh, so if he went to Cape Verde, then, because I had to look this up, if he's in Cape Verde, they aren't necessarily an extraditional country.
They don't have a treaty with the U.S. Yeah,
but they can extradite in the case that there's an exchange made. So essentially, you know, if there's some prisoner Cape Verde wants from the U.S. in exchange for a Diddy, they could do something like that. But if that's him essentially starting to do kind of like a John McAfee, I'm gonna just live here forever strat. I don't know if that's what's happening. Is it like is it that bad? Because like
I don't think he's gonna leave.
Raid,
he has children here. He's not gonna leave. It's just children here. But people were saying like, I know there was a detailed. I don't know, this may be important, but there were cameras in every single room that he had in those homes that they raided. So in every single room they had a camera. So I don't know what he was looking for, what he's watching, what kind of things were going down, but that's a detail. And this is just so similar to what we were talking about last Thursday, that power, the abuse of power with the Nickelodeon kids. These people that they just will find.
Did you watch that? Did you watch
No,
the show?
I still didn't watch it. I don't have the heart. It makes me so sad.
It's so hard to sit through. I thought I'd
too.
eat up like all 4 episodes. You watch one and it's dark. You feel like I felt depressed and sad. And then I'm like, I watched the next one the next day and I felt worse.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I don't want to watch it then.
Yeah, I might not now.
It gets worse. By episode 3, you're like, oh my God. Oh,
yeah.
You just anger and sadness overwhelm you by the 3rd episode.
Yeah. See, and I'm a little bit emo right now, so I don't know if I can really because just even people are going down, honey. People are going down. Okay, there are a lot of people just coming out, and the people that we thought could never be touched. That's why I want Trump to be one of those people. But people that we thought could never be touched, they're. You know, unfortunately, it's quicker to get to a black person like, look, I sound like Uncle Luke. But if you did it, you did it. I don't care. If you did it, you did that thing. You know, at the end of the day, if there's evidence or something or like an investigation that needs to happen, then okay. People were saying that he was on the run. I don't think he was on the run. I just think that, you know, I don't even think he expected for those homes to be raided when he was heading on vacation. But it happened.
Apparently, that district attorney is notorious for they won't do something like that unless they have a case that's beyond rock solid before they would take that step. So, like every lawyer I've heard talk about it has been like, "This is bad. This this does not happen unless you're fucked. Like you have to be fucked for them to be taking this step."
Yeah. I think a lot of people didn't speak up because of fear. Like, and because of
that
fear.
Power, that money. I mean, there's a reason why people like Harvey Weinstein and whatnot are able to keep these kinds of things under wraps for so long, even though it's an open secret. It's because people are horrified. Like, they can wage lawfare against you that will ruin your life. We're seeing it now with like Steven Crowder, what he's doing to Jared Monroe, his ex-employee. Like, just years and years and years of like legal threats, trying to silence them. Money gives you so much power that you are almost untouchable, you know? So it's not like, for people who are asking, well, why are they only talking now? I mean, it's because one person talked, and it kind of takes like a little crack for the dam to burst. If Cassie was afraid to talk, like she did her lawsuit and then she I think she withdrew it. You know, if she's afraid, somebody who's actually famous, then imagine what somebody who has no power, no clout whatsoever, you know, would feel.
They also protect one another inside the industry, right? Like, I hate to keep jumping back and forth, but in the Nickelodeon story and content warning for anyone, but like it's shocking to discover that there's not like 1 but 2 like convicted pedophiles who were working in the same like, you know, TV studio. And people kind of knew is the fucked up thing about all this, right? And it's like one thing if you have 1 convicted pedophile who like you know molested some children, but two amongst your staff who were just there and like fucking like, so clearly someone is basically covering for someone else or hiding for someone else because this shit just seems to be like a prolific problem that keeps happening. Like,
Yeah, and Diddy's not the only one to be exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, Russell Brand recently, and he's just like rolling with it. Like, he's just...
but you see, there's a difference, and race plays a part to me. I feel like it's like,
oh, of course,
all of them did it. If we like, I don't care
Yeah.
what color you are, but there's more protections. I feel like they gonna get. I don't care how big Diddy was, who he sat with, who he talked to, what initiatives he pushed out there. He did that. I don't care how great of an actor, speaker, husband, whatever he was, whatever Russell Brand represented at a time, he did that.
Well, he wasn't
And
any of
he
that, so don't
confessed.
worry about it. He wasn't a good actor, wasn't a good husband. So that's not even
wasn't a good comedian, wasn't a talented host.
My younger self thought Russell Brand, my younger self, you see, I'm grown now, but I thought Russell Brand was a handsome guy. I thought, nice accent, really quirky, like
Oh, a
type
lot
of
of people
guy.
did.
And then all of this, and I'm like, I can't unsee.
I'm
what
actually
I
shocked
see.
by that. People thought he was handsome.
Yeah,
He was
Nice accent is a little too far. A little too far.
Really?
He was a sex
you don't think
symbol,
the accent
for
is
sure.
like-
He has a terrible voice.
Yeah, the accent is just insufferable. Like, I
But
used to
one
like
thing-
his content, but his accent would annoy the fuck out of me because you couldn't understand half the shit he was saying.
What's crazy? I think that was the best part. But
Wow.
I think at this point, when you know what you know, now you can't unsee the ugly. Like you can't. Everything is unattractive. You're a nasty person. You need to go down. But he happily just parades around and tells this information, just like, yeah, she's underage, but here it ain't no problem. Like it. I did it. It's just terrible. And Diddy won't say I did it. No, Diddy won't say I did it. But he'll
There's so much good
literally-
alliteration with this story.
I know, it's crazy. But he will, but he just knows that he has protections, or thought he had protections within the industry where nobody was going to speak up because he probably put so much fear into people, whatever. But now people are like, no, we're living in a new day and age. I'm just going to speak my truth. Diddy, has threatened people's lives and to kill them and to blow up, allegedly, Kid Cudi's car in his driveway. Like,
Because it's Kid Cudi. That's not like a random person. Like, it's
No.
Kid Cudi.
And
Like,
he could have been in that vehicle. What message were you sending? So this threat that you made real, like, come on now. Like, nobody knows what else Diddy was capable of doing and what he did do. So as this information comes out, I just think the more important part is Diddy shouldn't be above the law. People like Diddy shouldn't be above the law, and get to jump on planes when they're feeling like their truths are too hard for them to deal with. But a lot of people who had to go to therapy, a lot of people who couldn't eat anymore, a lot of people who were blacklisted in the industry, their truths don't matter, but yours, because you're having a hard day because this stuff is falling out, it's coming out. And now people are like, man, he just lost his wife. And I'm like, what wife? He was cheating on that lady with another woman and had children at the same time. And even with the woman that he's dating now, the Carisha that he was dating, like during his speech at I think it was the BET Awards, he kept praising his ex. So come on now, like what are we talking about here? This man has no kind of like, I think that he needs to go down. I would love to see more people like him go down, because there's so many people hurt because of it. And if we keep allowing people to pass like this, it's just we're gonna always have these conversations online where, he's a bad person and we just get over it. But there are people who their whole lives have been changed and trauma for the rest of their lives because of this man. So
yeah, it's fucked up. Power shouldn't shield you from accountability. So
no, that's good.
Hopefully we'll start to see people in power actually be held accountable. I'm not going to hold my breath, but that we have a lot of opportunities for our justice system to prove that it's not a two-tier justice system, specifically this year. Let's see.
Yeah, that's good.
Speaking of which, there's a clip I want to. Anyone care to hear what Larry David has to say about Donald Trump? This is a CNN interview.
Oh yeah, I want to see that actually. I didn't watch it, but I saw the headlines.
Pop up. I want to see what he's saying here.
How do you wrap your head around the fact that he could very well be reelected president? I mean, right now, I'd say he's the favorite.
It's such an amazing con man. He has such a gift for lying and fooling people and convincing people of something that's a complete lie.
But the point is, millions and millions and millions of Americans, more so than 3 years ago, they buy it.
They buy it. It's a testament to his conning abilities. He's the greatest con man we've ever produced. Yeah.
I mean, is that clip why all the right were going
obvious.
like hardcore anti-Semitic today? Is that the reason why? Was over that Larry?
This clip just hit like 60 minutes ago, so I'm not sure how recent.
Oh,
it is,
okay.
Okay. I mean, they have other reasons
it's just
why
business
they
as
went.
usual then. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Never mind.
Did you see the response to the Babylon Bees post about white supremacists?
Oh my god.
They got real fucking anti-Semitic in that.
We're all trying to find who did this.
yeah.
I'm actually surprised that Babylon Bee didn't realize what they are. They
Right,
posted
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Thinking they were making a joke that their audience would enjoy.
And I love how like Seth Dillon, his response was, no. See, we weren't making fun of white people. We were making fun of white supremacists. And they're like, that's us though. We don't want you. We don't want you to make fun of the white supremacists. We are that person you're making fun of. We're your audience.
I'm trying to find the tweet so I could, in case people don't know what we're talking about here. But they tweet a lot every day. Oh my!
Yeah.
Babylon Bee
scrolling
essentially put out a joke that talks about how the master race is a bunch of inbreds, and has a picture of the
There we go,
swastika and the Union Jack in the background, the Confederate flag, and and their own audience despise. Like if you look in that of those 6,300 comments, just scroll through it and look at the amount of blue check marks that are going off about Jewish people. It's like it's not long before you see.
Were you guys hacked by Jimmy Kimmel?
Mm-hmm.
They all the blue checks hate it.
Yeah, I did a whole video on this. Unfollow. Also, in the same week, Ian Miles Chong posted a photo of like somebody with Nazi tattoos, and he's like, "Why is it that all of these people from the master race or something are always morbidly obese?" He got roasted because he also doesn't realize a lot of his followers are straight up Nazis. Like, it's funny that they lack so little awareness about their own audience. Like, this is what they cultivated. And so it's crazy that they have this surprised Pikachu face when they get backlash for posting about this. Like, it's just,
do you think it's
so
a wake-up call,
insane.
though? Like, I saw Seth Dillon tweeting about it, just being like, whatever changed, it's you or something. Like, we haven't changed, you did, or something like that. And I was like,
I mean, I think it's a wake-up call, but I don't think that they're going to change, right? I think somebody like Seth Dillon is Jewish. So to see all these people be like, oh, are you Jewish? Oh, makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, go after him.
Yeah, the anti-Semitism ramp up. Yeah.
So like he has got to at least acknowledge, like, holy shit, like this is, and same with Ben Shapiro though, right? So like there was the whole controversy over Christ is King this week with Candace Owens, and so Ben Shapiro, like, he's been cultivating this fascistic Nazi-like audience where people like Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles on his own network, the things that they say about trans people sound very Nazi-like. Like it's the way that the Nazis talked about Jewish people during World War II. So like, is he gonna have this like mea culpa and be like, oh my God, maybe we were a little bit wrong? I don't think so, right? Because the money is too good and they're rich, so they're insulated themselves from the effects of white supremacy and Nazism for the most part. So I don't think that they're going to change, but I do think that I think there's probably a little bit of cognitive dissonance there, right? Like, I don't know that they're surprised. I think they probably suspected that this is who they were pandering to, but just to kind of see them be so open about it. And like, it's not like, 5 years ago, maybe, lots of Nazis on the internet, they were much more inclined to use dog whistles. They're not doing that anymore. Like, they're not even trying.
A plane goes down and they say it's because of like affirmative action or something like that now. Like, they're just openly saying the most racist shit that used to get you like kicked out of polite conversation. Normally people be like, whoa, so you're a racist,
Also often kicked off Twitter. Like Twitter, like this is people kind of, I kind of forget sometimes that Twitter used to be a place where you could actually, I don't know, it was always a little crazy. But there was standards, right? Like you couldn't just be openly racist on there. You would get kicked off.
You couldn't say the F slur or any slur.
But now you can.
It was more moderated.
Yeah,
you can't say cis now, but you could say everything else. That's literally everything else.
I can't say if I say COON, they flag me. I don't remember who I was calling that.
It's the same thing if I say CRACKER with the hard R. Like I get in trouble if I say that word on Twitch. on Twitch, and like I'm like, what the fuck? I can't even.
Twitch still has that.
I can't self-referential. I can't use it. I can't take it back.
They still have that in place. You still can't say that on Twitch.
But Benjamon Dixon was pointing out on Twitter, like people were getting flagged for calling other people the C word, and then all of a sudden, like, but he did, and then yet everyone calls him the N word. From the far right, they do that all day. Nothing.
He said it on the show on Saturday, and I was like, okay, nah. They're gonna roll this, and we can't even. It's not gonna be able to be monetized. But so go ahead. He was like, I don't care. He was going on. And he done said it about 10 more times. And and if he said it, he meant it because he's in his godly, era right now. So he said it and he meant it, and he said it like 10 times because that's what he believes they are. Because he's like, they're calling us everything in the book out loud. They are saying it. Our representatives are saying it. They're online tweeting it. They all of that. So all of them are the C word, not the COWN, but the other one. And I miss
Ben. We gotta get Ben back on the show. He's always a great.
I have to show you all Ben. So Ben absolutely fucking ratioed the shit out of Eliza Schaefer.
Oh, nice.
Let me show let me just tell you, Ben is the biggest savage on Twitter. And it is my favorite thing in the world.
And he's a wordsmith. So when he says stuff, you just got to follow because it's going to be good.
Okay, so this is back to the DEI mayor bullshit. This is what Elijah Schaefer posted. Just straight up just racist, right? I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ben's response, though, how's your mother doing these days, Elijah? 20,000 like.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Bodied.
No, Ben, he's good at that, but he doesn't play. Ben will definitely handle people on Twitter. That's his ground. I know he's been quiet, but he's back on there, and anybody can get it. But he's not going to do it in the manner he used to do. He's going to give you good sentences, good words. He's not going to use curse words, but that Ritz crackers is in there. Okay, he's going to say that. Okay, so but yeah.
Speaking of Ritz, we got to have a dog whistle for CRACKER. I feel like we should, we gotta have something to, because I want to say that. Like, that's stupid. You can't say sis.
Be able to say
there's no way Twitch still bans people.
I should be able to say it self-referentially. Come on.
I can say the F word on Twitter now, so I guess that's one thing.
I should be able to say the F slur too. I don't get it. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's fair.
So it's
self-referentially. I would never use it as an insult. I don't want to give it weight or power for Nazis.
I would use it as an insult.
Self-referentially, of course, I'm proud. Yeah.
I would use it as an insult, but never against a gay person, just a straight person, because I think that's funny. But
people are mad about cis. I saw that's a whole thing online. Like people are up.
Still mad about that?
It is like a new argument again. But
fragility might be the most fragile of all the fragilities. Going to be honest.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty intense.
Cis
is the slur. That's now and that's official policy on Twitter. I can't remember who
did
this,
when
but
you guys call me cis. Okay, why can't you leave me alone?
Right there, Jordan Peterson, settle down.
Somebody posted like cis and all these different things.
Kermit. A little bit more Kermit I needed to add for
no, that was good, Matt.
Jordan Peterson.
No, this one person, they did a test and they posted like cis and like the F slur, the CUNT, and the only one that got like limited was cis. Like it actually said it's limited because it violates X's terms of service. It's like that's the one that they pick. But
on
people
Twitter.
On Twitter, and they just throw around slurs nonstop. But cis. They're coming after you for that.
And, but because look who Twitter is run by right now. And ever since, I mean, Twitter has always been a loose cannon place. But yeah. So it's like, look, like we see it's run by somebody who believes these things. So he's going to let these things just fly. So I don't know why. Well, no, I do know why. And people who benefit from this, they're going to keep. I've watched white folks say the craziest thing to black people. Black people on Twitter. Black people will respond and say outrageous things back. Never see them again. I don't know if they're still Twitter jail, but I don't see them again. So, but people could say the worst. I read the worst things. Facebook is a terrible place. Like people on there, they're crazy. Like Facebook, it's old people, and
I was gonna say I don't go on Facebook. I don't know what it's like.
Let me not say old people. Well, you don't know who I'm calling.
No, that is their demographic. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah.
If you don't know who I'm really calling old, it could be the 30s plus crew, but I'm not old. But you know, it could be
whoever Mike
40s
hates, basically.
Yeah, you know, yeah. So, but
I need to look at my Facebook because I guarantee you, I could pull up my direct messages on like the Humanist Report account and see the most wild fucking.
I get those too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I never check them, and I get messages all the time. And like once in a while, I'll go check the inbox and just to be like, oh my god.
Yeah. And what you said on November such and such on that episode when you were wearing that ugly sweater, nobody said you're a black. It just gets crazy. I'll be looking at it like, y'all still doing this after all these years? After all these years, y'all
and
still
for
doing
free.
this?
For
And
what?
for
Like,
free.
who's ever gonna see that DM?
For
Who's
free.
ever gonna know about it? You know, they're like taking minutes out of your day.
Yeah.
I love that they will argue with my automated system. Like there was one old person that I guess thought I wasn't like I was being disingenuous and it wasn't an automated system. He's like, "Fuck you, yada yada yada, snowflake." And then it just every time you send a message, it'll say, "Hi, thanks for reaching out to the Humanist Report." But he kept arguing like, "I know it's you."
He
And I'm
raged against the machine.
when I actually saw it, I'm like, "Oh my god, he's like actually having
Those
a
old
conversation
people.
with the automated system," and it's
But
not
the
just
same
like one or
thing
two. Yeah.
They know Mike don't like old people anyway. So yeah.
Shut up, cuck. You'll never defeat me.
Yeah, it's so insane to me. Yeah.
It's problematic. Okay, so I don't know if did you guys discuss the whole abortion pill debacle?
No, not yet.
Mifepristone.
I can't get the word, but
Mifepristone? Is it Pristone or Pristine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, is it pristine? Oh, I thought it was Mifepristone.
I don't even know. I don't know. I'm
gonna Google it.
Mifepristone.
Pristone sounds like it makes more sense than pristine.
Yeah, Mifepristone. But I think it was like a few days ago, maybe like 2 days ago, the U.S. Supreme Court justice on Tuesday. So this whole thing has been going out. They want to basically limit the access to the pill. So I know, who did I see talking about this? I forget his name. But
was it the white woman lawyer who's fighting this at the Supreme Court? The one who's like trying to pretend she's coming at this from like the Hippocratic Oath and all this, when it's like that's not what she's doing.
That's yeah.
No, I didn't see that one. See, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like I'm like this was right under our noses, because I'm like, are people not really seeing what's going on and what they're trying to say about this? It's but the guy was saying, and it's Booker. He was running for president at one time. Why am I not getting his first name?
Oh, Cory Booker.
Cory Booker. Thank you. Why was it's just here? See, it's just not clicking. But Cory Booker, he was talking about. He's the one that really broke it down. But I didn't even know this was really going on. How Trump's people had went and got somebody who doesn't even know anything about, who's not even really official, to go and push this. And by himself, and was able to have this abortion pill and the access to it be attacked, and for people to actually take it on so that people don't have access to it that need it. And so many they think that this is just an abortion pill. People can use this if they're having a miscarriage to help release, and also, whose business is it if somebody is not ready to have a child and has access to healthcare where they can get this, or pay for it? Christians do this all the time. They be the ones. They be the ones running up and through that clinic and taking this. But then they are part of the people who are saying that this is not Christian. This is not godly. People shouldn't be taking this. And I'm like, this pill helped me out at one point in my life. I was super young and wasn't ready, and this helped me out. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't know what their reasoning is, but the people that were on the board, I believe, was mostly white men. I think like 3 white women.
The reasoning and the angle they're coming at it is really insidious. It's to try and say that because of the commitment that the doctors made towards the Hippocratic Oath, that because there's a small percentage of women who could have negative reactions to mifepristone, that following certain guidelines, such as not letting federally regulated mandates allow anyone access to this pill, which is what the Biden administration is trying to do, just so anyone who needs it has access, as it should be, by the way. It's still something that you need to get through, consulting a doctor or a pharmacist or something like that. But I looked it up. the amount of women who have negative or serious consequences from this, 0.5% according to the FDA. So this is happening because of 0.5% of cases. It's kind of their entry point into this whole thing. And so we have to seriously look at this, okay? Because at the end of the day, it could potentially endanger patients if we don't, all that kind of stuff. I was like, that is just so wild.
That sounds like one of the
upside
healthiest.
Down.
Yeah, that sounds like one of the healthiest things you could take, actually. Like,
By
so
that
many other
logic,
things that are more
no
dangerous.
medicine would be approved.
Yeah, of course.
My cousin, she
is
works
that the
as a
threshold?
nurse.
0.5?
She was literally telling me, because she was like, she didn't even know this was going on. She's a nurse every day, and I was talking to her about it, and she was like, what's it called? And she knows it by another name, but she knows it by Mifepristone as well, but she knows it by another name. So she said, Rebecca, that's the pill that we use all the time for women who are coming in, and I use it often for women who are miscarrying. So I don't know why they're just trying to make it seem like this is just for abortion. We use this for other reasons, but that's what they're going to try to do. They're killing kids. They're killing children. And that's not godly.
That's ridiculous.
That's not what we can stand for. So we gotta get it out of there. And people are really like, they're taking time to do this when there's so many other things that they can focus on. But here they are, women's rights, you know, they're gonna continue to hit it, strip it, take from us things that we worked really hard people to create, to have access to, healthy. So people don't gotta go to, you know, these dark clinics, you know, in the middle of alleys to try to terminate their pregnancies. These are optional. Yeah, because people do that. And they're, because, you know, they may not be able to have this child. They may not be ready. There are so many different things. And so they have to do that, but they can't afford. And like, this sucks. I don't like it at all. And
my friend, she shared a post like on Facebook back when Roe v. Wade was overturned, and she's like, it's crazy because her mom who passed away, had a conversation with her when she was younger, like just like sharing like a horrifying moment where she had to get an abortion, like a back alley abortion before Roe v. Wade. And she's like, God, I'm so thankful that my daughter doesn't have to grow up in that reality. And then she's like, man, if my mom could see now what happened, it's so crazy still. Cause I mean, it's been a couple of years, but it's still inconceivable to think that we did away with Roe v. Wade. I will say that the good news is that with respect to Mifepristone is that it actually doesn't seem like they are going to ban it. The only two justices that seem like they want to are, unsurprisingly, Thomas and Alito. But even Gorsuch is kind of skeptical, seemingly, at least based on like the people who follow Supreme Court that I follow, like Mark Joseph Stern. What
about Kavanaugh?
Kavanaugh, I'm not necessarily sure, but even he was kind of questioning their logic, just like from a legal standpoint. So I think that maybe, look, they're not principled, right? But maybe they don't want more blowback because they have never had this much heat since after repealing, you know, or overturning Roe v. Wade, I should say. So I am actually a little bit optimistic with regard to this, just based on what the people I follow are saying, who are usually pretty spot on about it. So it doesn't seem like they'll have the majority, which is good. That doesn't mean that we're not going to get fucked over in other ways, or women's rights won't be restricted in other ways, because they're certainly trying to do that. But it is funny.
They have to regulate. They have to continue to put fear and take this. Yeah, they're going to find something to do. And so, they won't ban it. They probably like that, but they're going to try to regulate. Oh, we're going to control this and who gets it and how they get it. And we're going to see it's going to be more of a capitalistic thing too. It already is, but they're going to focus on like letting it go to people and how people are going to have to pay more money for it. And it can't be, people can't get it in just the regular clinics or what they're not going to be able, the access is going to be so limited. And that is like, I didn't have no money, no nothing. And I was able to scrummage together something to go do this properly. So just to know that there's some people that are just not gonna, how they're trying to do it, what their, aim is terrible. But after Roe versus Wade, it's so sad. It's just so sad how they just want to undo so much that we've fought hard for to get done, to make sure that, people are healthy when they're choosing their choice. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, they won't. You're absolutely right, Rebecca. Like, this is what they did before Roe v. Wade, right? Like in states like Texas where they couldn't outright ban it, they would just try to regulate it out of existence. Have this weird like bureaucratic red tape where it's like, okay, you have to have like this much feet in the hallway spread out, otherwise we'll shut you down. And they made it so that way, like there were so few abortion clinics that it was effectively banned if you live in a particular area, like in a rural area, for example. You couldn't commute and whatnot. So I think they're going to do that with Mifepristone. They're already trying to do it with IVF. I don't know if you all heard about the backlash that the Alabama governor got, because after the Alabama Supreme Court basically ruled that IVF is like, if you dispose of it, or if it doesn't turn into a pregnancy, that's manslaughter. So like Kay Ivey, the governor, actually signed a law that protected. I'm going to repeat that because people might have missed it. A Republican signed a law that was good. It allowed the clinics that had shut down to reopen. But now the pro-lifers are fucking pissed, and they're running ads against her. They're mad because they feel like she's enabling murder now. In fact, they literally said that. Like, they're running ads calling her a murderer and a baby killer, and they're telling these Republicans, like, you know, the signs of like the fetuses that they show, like they're outside of college campuses. They're doing that now to Republicans. And so it's like, it's funny because the tables have turned, and now Republicans didn't realize that by pandering to these people, like, you can't just meet them halfway. They want you to go all the way. And to be fair to these people, they are logically consistent, right? Because if you think that life begins at conception, then it naturally follows that, sure, that embryo, that's a life. That's a life too. So if you're trying to, you drop the fucking case and the embryos are destroyed and the building catches on fire, that's murder. That's, so they're logically consistent.
That's
why
mass murder, actually. You're a serial killer on the spot, right there.
Right.
It's depressing how small a minority of people have so much power. Like these fucking absolute fucking lunatics, that the power they have to even like have money to run ads at all. Like it is disturbing.
Yeah.
The evangelical lobby is very, very powerful and well-funded, because like a lot of these folks, like just at least for my church anyways, like they weren't necessarily politically active, but they were political. Like they were very pro George W. Bush, but they like taught people, look, you've got to give 10% of your income. You might not be able to afford it, but God will bless you in return. So like they get so much donations from folks, and like these types of organizations also, like, I don't know if they get 10% like churches, but like evangelical organizations and whatnot, like these types of foundations, they get a lot of money, not just from like wealthy people, but
tithing.
Exactly. So, I mean, they have the money to any politician that doesn't fall in line, they can go after them. So this is what Republicans got to deal with now, because they opened the door to this unholy alliance, for lack of a better word, and it's coming back to bite them in the ass.
Yeah, and I hope they continue to do so, because a lot of, this is the thing. Some people know listen, if y'all mess around with these laws, is going to mess around with me personally, probably my future daughter to come, or whoever, or whoever utilizes it. Like, it's their understanding, and they know so many of these women now, like, hopefully, like, they understand, like, this can't just be about religion. I can't say I'm the most, like, but I'm saved. And I like the streets. So with my balance, I know, I've had experiences, and I've had to make my mind shift from what I and by choice. I had to want to choose to unlearn what I've learned in the church growing up. And I went to a Haitian church. So what they're taught too is sometimes super conservative things. And so I was taught that. But then I understood, because people in my family, close family members, had to do some certain things that the church back then would have definitely shunned for whatever reason. I never seen until I got older, how much how much politics really played a part, especially in the televangelists, and how when they would put their messaging out. Now that I look back, the messaging was always like, when it came to stuff like abortion or, even tithing and stuff like that. Now, if I choose to tithe, I choose to tithe. I feel like tithing is basically, giving your money if you feel like, God is going to bless you. I do it in volunteer work. If I don't feel like tithing at that church, because I'm like, he riding the Benz, and that person outside is hungry, so my coins will go to them outside, and that's my tithing. So I'll choose that, whatever. So a lot of things I had to unlearn that I felt like they were trying to indoctrinate into me.
I feel God would prefer that.
Yeah, I feel like it too. I do.
Between those two scenarios.
Yeah, I'll give my 10% if I can afford it. My mom, even, who used to be really big on that, she was like, yeah, if you ain't got it, God understands that, because you don't want to be without lights. Okay? You gonna get the good word, but you don't want to come home while they using your 10% to go get Louis Vuitton. Okay, you know, to come to church and to preach, you need your lights on. Okay, and the church is supposed to be like in the like, if you don't have it, they're supposed to assist you as well. But there's benevolence churches that are that big, they have that. But politics is crazy. I even in my old church that was big as a mega church, the man used to get up on there and be like, God wanted this to happen. Did he?
Yes, because it was good for him.
He white and he's talking to a full church, and he was one of the people that said Haiti is going through what they're going through because of their cultural history, voodoo or whatever the case may be.
Fucking God.
Yeah, he did. And he said Nigerians, their beliefs too, their cultural history, because they believed, you know, what they worship at times. And most of the people in that church were Nigerian. So what are you talking about? Nigerians be the biggest Christians. So what are you talking about? And naturally, we're gonna have our culture within, like, there's stuff that we did in my Haitian church.
But it shouldn't matter. Catholics
it shouldn't matter.
The blood and body of Christ every day.
Yeah,
like,
I'm like,
it's like, oh, people in religion do things like,
you're
like,
offensive.
Christians did too, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, first of all, you're white, and he tried to say that he can say that thing because he said this, y'all, and that's when I just said this will be my last day at this church. He was like, I can say that because if you look at me, I got a little tan in my skin, sir. He's like, so indigenous a little bit. So, you're white.
116.
You're white with a tan. You're white with a tan, and it just never gave what you thought it gave. And so, no.
I remember my parents took me to a church. It wasn't a mega church, but it was a fairly big one. I don't remember what. I think it was it wasn't in Portland. I don't know. Anyways, might have been in Vancouver, Washington. But like, so this pastor, like, it was our. Yeah, exactly. He was praying. We all had our heads bowed, and he was just like going off praying. I was daydreaming and stuff. You know, I was like 13, and all of a sudden he just starts speaking in tongues. I'm like, what the fuck? And I like look up, and I'm asking my mom, and my mom is like not reacting. I'm like, what's he doing? And she's like, I'll tell you later. And I was like, hang on, how do we not stop everything and address this? Like, what the fuck? And it wasn't a coherent language. I could tell he's just like, like, you're making this shit up. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And so like later on, my mom was like, yeah, he spoke in tongues. Like, it happened to me when I was younger, actually. I'm like, what does that even mean? And she's like, well, you know, if you really feel overcome with the Holy Spirit, then, you know, you speak in a different language that only God can understand. And I'm like, but he was speaking that to us though, and I couldn't understand him. It seemed like he was making things up. And I'm like, well, when
somebody is just lying, I feel like, because
weird.
Because I know when it comes to that, I believe it because I'm Haitian, and there are things in our church that we have, like I said, the things that pastor said are bad, and Haitians will mix it inside of the church, the Christian church. So there are cultures and things people are like, that's so weird that they're doing that, but we do it. But I could tell people be playing them televangelists. They just they'll just be making like that lady that was talking about she's calling African angels. For what was your reason? Nancy, her name is not Nancy Pelosi. Her name is Paula White, Pastor Paula White.
Oh, I know Paula White.
Like, because she was speaking in tongues.
What was she saying about African angels?
And I can't play about speaking in tongues. I'll play about that. But she was speaking in tongues, and I'm like, she ain't saying nothing. And then she said, "We're calling African angels. I'm like, African? You racist as hell. Why specific African angels? Why? It was just so fake. Those people will sit there and play with y'all.
I don't know about that.
The holy oil. They'll remember back in the day when you used to be watching they will do the 800 number, and the big old white man, I don't know his name, but he was big, you know, and he would be like, right now with his little towel, we're gonna bless this little towel and send it to you. Send in your donation. The Lord is telling me you need to give 1,000 right now. I don't know who I'm speaking to. 1,000, and we will send you this towel, and your blessing will come. So I'm gonna send you 1,000 so I can go get 10. So I can wait for 10,000 to come to me.
My favorite is, I don't know if, Rebecca, when you were young, did you ever watch Benny Hill? or Benny Hinn, maybe.
Benny Hinn, what? That was all the immigrants that couldn't speak English. They focused on Benny Hinn because he was closest thing to black. So they was like, okay, Benny Hinn must be onto something. He ain't white. He must have a good word. But yes, Benny Hinn.
I remember this guy. Yeah, I like this guy.
I was the most indoctrinated kid ever, but I remember laughing when he was like, and all of you are healed, and like people in the audience just started falling over. I'm like, bro, stop. Okay, this is he's like casting spells. Like, shut the fuck up. This is insane. And like they'd roll somebody up in a wheelchair. And it'd be like, you are healed, and they'd stand up, and they would be like, oh my god! I'm like, dude, this stop. This is so.
He's American. He's American Canadian. I didn't know that.
Yeah, is he Canadian?
American Canadian. He's both.
Oh
my god! It's like, wait, hang on, Benny Hinn, bring somebody up that had their arm amputated. Have God grow that back. Let's prove your power right now.
And see. I'm the weirdo that believes, like I said, I'm Haitian. I've seen a lot of things in my life. So I'm like, I believe that people can get healed, but those people, I'm like, that person came up in a wheelchair. Was this planned? Now that I'm older and I know how TV works, I'm like, now they know they done got that person and his leg was all right. Put him in the wheelchair, rolled him in for good footage. Okay. Now people are going to start giving so much money. Like Benny ain't gonna
it's brilliant if you get like enough groups to watch that. I still like, I cannot get that image out of my head of like, it's like, you know how you see crowds of like waves and stuff like in stadiums, but this was a crowd of people just falling over. I'm like, this is so fucking unreal.
But and now that I look back at it, I just feel like some of these people were playing with the religion. So like how Donald Trump plays with it, holding the Bible upside down. I think he's selling Bibles now. He's selling Bibles.
We covered that earlier. We covered that earlier.
Special edition Trump Bible that he's signing or whatever. I'm like, how is that?
God bless. What is it? The God Bless America Holy Bible.
The $60 God Bless America Bible.
The same Bible that's in the hotel rooms for free.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah, we were talking about
that's the God Bless America Bible.
Just grab those ones.
Just go to a college campus. There's going to be at least 2 guys handing them out for free to the godless college students.
Yeah, so
but it wasn't blessed by Trump though. So.
And that
or have the Constitution in it.
Trump is really God to them. Trump is really God to these people. So whatever he says and does, they rather praise him in the name of Jesus. That's who they were. And but Jesus in the Bible would have flipped tables, would have destroyed, would have fought y'all for this kind of behavior. So
you're not supposed to be able to get into the kingdom of heaven if you're a rich man.
I know.
Yakande eke seke la mama mandara bakase betara bakande la babaka so yala manani anano sakayato yakande ya bakado ya batadia city akando yakanda city power.
The wrong game.
That's like I go to church when they speak in tongues. This right here though, this feels wrong. These people feel so wrong. Like, how do you go to this church and spew out negativity and then be here?
If they can roll their R's, they think they can convince anyone. Like, no, stop it! Like, stop.
I can't be a part of this.
Exactly.
He's crying. God,
why are you crying?
She's speaking to me.
She feels the spirit. But she's an evil person, so she could be casting a spell, like you said, Mike. She could be really casting a spell.
Yeah, that's a curse. That was a curse.
She's a level 88 mage. Okay, what she's doing there is actually that's why he's crying. Okay.
Oh my god. It's so ridiculous.
Power. Black household, you don't do that because you playing with it. So they said you can't do that.
I could have done an accidental spell.
Yeah. Now you wake up.
Don't do that in the mirror. The Candyman may show up.
You know, I do. I have good intuition. I could be a mage potentially.
Yeah, listen.
You're an empath at least, at the very least.
I know. After Matilda, when I watched that movie as a kid, I'm not gonna lie. Like there was a cup on the table, and I'm like,
"Did you do it?" Yeah. I did it too. But did you?
I tried.
After The Matrix, I tried to bend some spoons. Couldn't do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Movies made me feel much more powerful than I was.
Y'all made me talk overtime. I don't have time for that.
It is 10:42.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, it's 10:42.
Let me do.
I'm feeling it. I've been sort of feeling it for the past like 30 minutes.
Yeah. You're on the podcast still? I thought you went away.
Yeah, I've been a little bit quiet for the past 20, 30 minutes. I've been feeling a little bit tired.
I see it. I'm like, oh, he ain't talking. He tired. We towards the end. He ain't talking. All right, we got to go. Charlie, thank you so much.
To be fair, right before Rebecca joined us, I feel like I was talking too much. So once Rebecca stepped in, I was like, all right, Rebecca's going to take over for me for a little bit, and then I'll come back in for the super chats.
That's where you really shine, is when the money starts rolling in. You're like an evangelical priest, actually.
Yeah.
You're like a...
You should start
Look, I ain't part of this. Lord, they playing, not me. But thank you, Andrew, in solidarity for Rebecca. My dad still makes fun of me from when I was 10, and he asked, what flavored milkshake do you want? And I responded, milk flavored. Baby, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. JCast, thank you so much. Everyone knows the deep state filled the ship with DEI tanks intending to spread the wokeness throughout Baltimore. DEI melts bridge steel beams.
Hell yeah.
I love how you did that thing. Yeah. AK, thank you so much. Hi, Rebecca. But this question is for David and Lance, the Canadians. Can either one recommend channels that have Canadian dedicated content?
So I discovered a really good resource this week. This is unrigged.ca takes you to it's like a hub, and it pulls in like a lot of different Canadian like podcasts, media, like everything into one. And it's a place I'm going to regularly now because it's a really good, and it's from like a more, you know, like working class left wing perspective. It's really, really good. So unrigged.ca. Yeah, that's it. Check that out, and that kind of gives you a lot of different options there.
If you want media, I would quickly say The Breach, Ricochet Media, both for independent, pressprogress.ca for independent as well. The T, spelled T-H-Y-E or T-Y-E, sorry, it's T-Y-E, is really good.
That's Tyee. That's how I think it's pronounced.
Oh, Tyee, sorry, Tyee.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for Indigenous individuals, Brandy Morin does incredible reporting. She has a bunch of content that she posts online through Ricochet, as well as Pam Palmwater. She's done a lot of work with Wet'suwet'en people up north as well. And then finally, if you want entertaining comedy style YouTube videos, Chill Goblin makes long form, like kind of breadtube style videos about Canada topics or Canadian topics.
Wait, stop. I'm getting a message from the Lord.
Oh my God.
Somebody out there. God has put a message on your heart. Send Rebecca a $5 super chat that says rest and push Joe Lieberman. It's on your heart right now. If God is speaking to you, do that right now.
I'm done, Mike. But okay. Sunbosun Oyenuga. I think I got it this time. Who knew Clarence Thomas was a gynecologist? What? Did I miss something?
Wait, was he? Is that a joke?
Is it real? I don't know.
Oh, it's probably a joke because of what they were talking about.
It could be referencing his history of, like, you know,
because he's working with okay, gotcha. All right, gotcha.
I assume it's over the ruling as opposed to him actually being one.
He thinks he is. He thinks he knows more than women.
Or his history as well.
Hey, Becca, you get David's super chat tonight. Thank you for letting me steal that super chat. Thank you, David.
There you go. It's not enabled to. I'm streaming on the second channel tonight, and it's not yet enabled, which is why I want to stream her more often.
Okay, so make sure y'all go follow David's channel so he can get his monetization on that page. 0PE. I hear the sound. That was it. What I hear the sound of victory. I hear an abundance of rain. As she said, I hear the sound of victory. I hear an
abundance of rain.
There's
a rhythm to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I hate that's conjuring an image up for in my mind. It's like, why do I still remember this lady? Like, I should have purged that from my mental
Maybe
space.
because it's real and she's connected to something and deep in the spiritual realm.
She is. Well, that's my super chats, y'all.
Wait.
What?
Was there not one more that just came through?
There was that.
I'm not seeing it on the thing. Well, it's not for Rebecca.
Was somebody correct about that message from the Lord?
Yeah. That's not for Rebecca. That's for
Why
someone
didn't
else.
I say what I needed to say? Why didn't I say rest in piss? Why didn't I say that, y'all?
Rest in piss.
I hate that for me. Because anyways, I need to get that on a shirt. But I love you guys.
Oh my God, we should.
Yeah, somebody's make me a shirt and send it to me. I love you guys. I will see you guys next Thursday, and make sure you guys check out Like It or Not this Saturday. And we will discuss some more other things. I'm gonna speak on Haiti on Saturday with some more developments. And yeah, but it was fun tonight. I had a little more energy, so whatever. Oh, and Olay. So I know she wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
And we were ready to get the scoop because we were like, oh, we know her, so we're gonna get the exclusive. But she's busy, she's booked and busy, so we got her next Thursday, and that was her promise. So because I let her know, honey, they were ready. The boys were ready.
Dying.
Okay.
I promoted it on the Majority Report already today.
I know. Everybody was doing what they needed to do. No. We got pictures, everything, but just hold on tight. She will be here next Thursday. I know it may drop. I mean, it is going to drop before then, but she said she's going to have exclusive for us anyway. So whatever. So I believe it. So we'll see it then. Love y'all. I'll see you guys.
Take care, Rebecca.
Bye.
Bye.
I am also going to jump off because I have no chats, but I am going to post my YouTube account in the main chat, so it goes to
Where
all
can we
of the
find
chats.
you? Do you have an ad yet? Is it youtube.com/ad?
I had this channel before I even started the Rational National. I just never really used it. Like when I went to Peru, I posted Peru videos on there. Like it was like, a random personal channel. But it is youtube.com/David Doel, Doel, linked to all the things now. You should all see it.
And what is this channel
Hit subscribe.
for? Why would we subscribe to this channel, not the
Because
Rational
I want to be
National?
streaming this show on there, and between that, I'm doing gaming content. So if you care about gaming content, but even if you don't, get me to those numbers. So
oh, you're trying to get monetized on there?
Oh yeah, trying to get monetized on it.
Ah,
we got this.
Can't you just
real quick
don't
for
you have
Rebecca?
so many...
This just came in. Rest in puss and bye.
That's pretty funny.
I can't even read. Rest in puss. Rest in puss and bio. Joe Lieberman. Okay.
Wow, Mike, you're making me laugh because you're laughing so hard. But David, don't you have enough YouTube subscribers on Rational National that you could just send out a message to everyone to just?
I can't stream games on there though. I want to do different content on the second channel. Like I want it to be just
what you should do.
No, but I mean, why don't you tell us
in your community tab, share the videos of the David Doel channel on the Rational National.
I don't want to bug them
away from your channel. Your community tab can do it for you.
It's different content though. I feel like when you mix different kinds of content, you turn a lot of people. I just don't want to. I don't want to cross the streams.
David doesn't want his right-wing audience over at the Rational National to come over to the David Doel channel.
David, have you thought about just spamming your normal channel with your second channel, but instead of puss in bio, it's like gaming channel and bio or something?
I don't know. There's no easy way to do this, but hopefully, there is. This is the cheat code: is streaming this show, and people move from there to here on Thursdays, slowly but surely. So,
what games do you stream, David?
Whatever I'm playing. It's usually a different game every time, so I'm not stuck.
What are you
to one
playing
thing.
right now?
Right now, I'm playing Dragon's Dogma 2. Actually, I might stream that tomorrow.
I'd watch that.
I beat Unicorn Overlord this week. He actually platinumed it. Fantastic game.
Oh wow!
And I streamed that a couple weeks ago too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't just want to stream stuff. I want to do prepared content too, edited content. But we will see. The problem is I have no energy
all the time on his other channel.
What? What'd you
Forget
say?
it. I just made myself laugh. It's all right.
Wait, what'd you say?
I didn't know what you said.
David just plays. I said David plays Wolfenstein 24/7 on the other channel. And loses on purpose.
No, I play better games than that. All right. Is Lance gone? Well, bye everybody.
Take care.
See y'all next week.
Peace. See you next week.
Okay, so it's too close.
Oh,
too
I
close.
hate that one. I hate it. It's way too close. Yeah. Because it even zooms in more than if it was just look, if it was just me or you, that's a normal. But for some reason, this one's yeah,
all up in my shit. I hate it so much. Okay, so let me find. Okay, so I think this is for you.
Oh, it is. Here we go. Wanda with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Wanda. I can't stress enough how important state elections are. 8 years of Larry Hogan saw him divert money away from Baltimore, favoring suburbs. With the bridge tragedy, major traffic, and many issues in the area for years in Maryland. Yeah, that's a great point, Wanda. People should definitely pay attention to their local and state elections. I get how national politics can get you disillusioned and not want to take part. I mean, you should take part in there as well, but you really can, meaningfully and directly affect what happens in your everyday life and in your neighbor's everyday life by, paying attention to local and state politics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another one from Wanda. I think this one is for you also.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my super chats up just so I can see. Yeah, that is. Wanda, thank you again. I love the Baltimore mayor's response to the bigots. I am DEI, duly elected incumbent. Ooh,
that was perfect. Yeah.
I mean, the idea you like just by like this like the meaning of what it means to be an elected official. You literally cannot be a DEI. You weren't hired by like a HR or some executive. The people literally voted and chose you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This one is for me from the Lumpen Lodge. $5. Thank you. Hey, Lance. Thanks for the snub. Uh-oh, Lance. What'd you do?
Mad. I don't know.
Oh.
Genuinely. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the $5.
Thank
you, Lance, for snubbing them, Lance.
If it's someone who's like emailed me to answer, it just could be because I haven't gotten to the email yet, just because I get so many emails every day.
Oh, God.
If that was the case, right? People would be sending me super chats saying thanks for the snub.
I know. Like I don't. There's a lot, especially the other thing I tell people is if it's tons and tons of text right out of the gates, like an essay, right? Like it's really hard if you get like 50 emails to 100 emails every day to get something like this and then expect me to know at what point it's like, so here's where I need help with this cause, right? If it's just like, I've been watching you for a long time, I'm really excited to write to you, blah, blah, blah. And then like by the time you get to the part where it's like, I need you to help promote something, like it's a lot more difficult than just, hey, this is happening, here's where it is, can you please check this out?
Yeah, if we answered all of our emails, we would have no time to do our shows. Like it's untenable. We can't do it. So don't be mad at us,
Not
folks.
even the shows. If I had to answer my emails, I would have no sleep. My kids would never see me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The amount of emails you get is just like emails for every viewers. Hey, we want to sponsor you. Hey, you could optimize your content with this app. Hey, our new software has AI. Hey, I just wrote a book. We'd like to come on the show to promote it. Hey, I'm like, oh my God, I can't. You have to stop. You have to stop.
Aaron Landis with a $10 super chat. Oh, just the $10. Thank you so much. No comment, nothing. All right, I'll take it. Oh, and I got a new member too. You missed that one, Mike, but that's okay. Fred J. Walsh. Thank you so much for the YouTube membership. Appreciate it. There it is. Thank you.
All right, we got one more for you, I think.
Funky Fwesh. Did you make that name just to hear me say Funky Fwesh? Because I feel like saying it.
Yeah. Ooh-woo.
Hey, everyone should watch the Majority Report's 20th anniversary show tomorrow, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central. Yes, tomorrow is the 20-year anniversary show of the Majority Report.
Wow. Hell yeah,
Sam has some special guests for the show.
Nice.
You'll be treated to some rare celebrity appearances.
20 years. 20 years of doing the Majority Report. That's wild. Holy shit.
Yeah. I get to say I was there for 5 of them full time, and then the past 4 years weekly.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well,
and then I joked with Emma earlier today on the Majority Report how, man, I mean, 20 years from Emma, Sam was lucky that child labor laws were different back then when she was 9 years old and started working at the Majority Report. 20 years ago, Emma was 9.
Oh, yeah, right, she would have been 9. Oh, that's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, so Sam started the show when Emma was but a wee Lass. I was,
That's wild.
I wasn't that young. I was 17, and I remember
I was
seeing the Air America Majority Report ads with Janine Garofalo and Sam Cedar with his bow tie, trying his best to mock Tucker Carlson. And I remember seeing them on the bus stops, around my high school, and when I went to college. I remember there was an ad right there outside my school, School of Visual Arts in Manhattan. So little did I know, just a couple of years later, I'd be working for the fellow.
That's awesome. Alrighty, another one for you.
Looney Tunes 9000, Binder for NYC mayor. I gotta say, I had no interest in ever being a mayor, like the mayor of New York. It's a completely the worst job you can have, because every single mayor, that's it. Their career ends with being the mayor. Giuliani, Bill de Blasio, Eric Adams, you will see, they will not go anywhere. Like, they each have higher aspirations, but being the NYC mayor makes everybody hate you. But yeah. I will say the allure of beating Eric Adams. If nobody runs, you know what? I'll throw my hat in the ring.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was announcement right there.
Yeah.
Something tells me other much more qualified people see the opening, and they will be good candidates. But in the shocking event that nobody at all decides to do it, I will then throw my hat in the ring.
Very cool. Okay. Lance, did you want to read anything?
I only have a couple. I can read them out real quick. Manny Spinoza with the $4.99. Thank you. And just wanted to say thank you so much to all you guys. I was having a crappy day today till I joined your live stream, and you do a lot to help with my sanity.
Oh,
great. Very nice. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious with $2. Oppose police pensions. They vote anti-union GOP. Thank you very much for the message and for the dono. Comrade Katz with the $5. My first Leftist Mafia, 100 out of 10, y'all. Damn, I felt like we weren't even firing on all cylinders today. And
yeah,
so that's a good review. And J Cass with the $5 with the bisexual background lights. We're still patiently waiting for Lance to whip out the saxophone blasting careless whisperer. I wouldn't be able to play saxophone to save my life. I don't know if you guys play sax or anything, but
I don't play anything. I used to be able to play hot cross buns in the recorder, but I don't think I can remember how to do that.
That's me, so go nuts.
Yeah, okay. Well, this one's for me from Shadow, $5. Thank you so much. This is a cool message. I'm featuring the Leftist Mafia in my final paper for my information behavior class this semester. That is so cool. Hopefully it's a good representation in your paper and not a bad one, but nonetheless, I'm just happy to be there. Very, very cool.
It's a paper about organized crime.
Yeah. And the propaganda spread by the promoters and proponents of organized crime. This one's for you, Binder.
Bay Photo with a super chat. Binder for NYC 2025. If we can't have Ole, we can have Binder.
That should be your official slogan.
Campaign slogan.
Take that as your official slogan.
If we can't have Ole, we can have Binder.
And you know what I say? If we can't have Ole, we can have Binder.
Right. It'll be great. It'll be great on it'll be great on in speeches. It'll make more sense, obviously, because there'll be some context there. But it'll be great seeing my photo if you don't know who I am, and that campaign slogan on a bus stop ad, and for people to be like, "Who's Ole? Who's Binder?
What is this? These people are insane.
Is this for me too?
Yes,
oh yeah,
is,
Tokyo Hans with a super chat. Piers Morgan is a piece of crap, but he sure has been letting leftists just go off. Been nice. I mean, he knows what gets him ratings. I don't think it has anything to do with leftists going off. He just likes getting two opposing sides together and letting them just go at it for ratings. Yeah. He doesn't care who gets off the most biting critique and
he just wants
the
to
biggest
get off.
disses.
Just him.
Yeah.
He's kind of a punish pig, not to kink shame, but he loves somebody to just come on there and humiliate
it's true,
him.
Though. It's true. It's absolutely true. Yeah, he loves it. Yeah.
It's millions of views. So I mean,
correct me, Daddy.
Make me look dumb, Daddy. Oh yeah, how sweet I am.
Looney Tunes 9000 with a super chat. Trump is now on with the Bible now, shaking my effing head. He's doing the Bible thing right now. I mean, this is gonna be his new thing. I mean, I saw someone. I don't think it was a super chat, so I want to mention it now before I forget. I saw someone say, I think it was Charlie Degenemer, that Binder will be the first mayor who takes phone calls and super chats from his constituents. And I was gonna say, unfortunately, I would take phone calls, but unfortunately, if I became mayor, I'd have to stop the super chats because I'm not sure what the ethical, the ethics are.
That's true. It would be a pay to talk to the government situation, right? But isn't that what? But
then again, you got Trump hawking Bibles. I mean,
yeah, it's the same thing a corporate lobbyist does. It's the people now. The people get a right to talk to you,
right?
Yeah. The London Lodge.
I would continue the Skype calls, though. I will continue the Skype calls.
Oh,
that's what.
Lance, was I bad?
Putting off someone who's really mad off the. I don't know. I'll have to ask the mods. I do not recall what this is about.
Yeah, Lumpen Lodge. My guess is that you're not necessarily banned. I think that what happens is, you can get automatically flagged as spam by YouTube itself. I've had people get flagged erroneously who weren't actually like spamming, but they if you post
we did have a mass block event where someone, because there was a person taken off the mod team and they must have on the way out blocked a bunch of people, but I don't think this is about that. Yeah, I don't. And if you message me or pay to see twice, it's got to be. I don't know. I'll ask.
Yeah, it a lot of times this is automated. YouTube has a spam filtering system that is really sweeping, so I wouldn't necessarily take it personally. Odds are it's something that's a mistake. And there was something that you might have inadvertently done to trigger the spam filters or something.
It's also just trust the mods. They're usually doing what they're doing to keep people safe. They're the reason these chats aren't filled with baddies in everyone's chat. The mods are awesome. Well, all power to the mods. I'm gonna stand behind the mods on this one.
Alrighty, this one's for you, Matt.
Tokyo Hans, Trump Bible Constitution. Trump, let me read this correctly. Trump Bible / Constitution / Art of the Deal / Trump University diploma for $60. Sounds like a steal. Yeah, if it was all that, I would. I think I would throw down. I mean, that Art of the Deal book's got to have at least a $5 used book sale valuation. So I mean, right off the bat,
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unknown sends £2. Thank you so much. The King James Bible uses singular they, them. Oh, does it now?
That makes
so
it
apparently,
woke.
Yeah, it's woke. So you should probably stop reading the Bible because you don't want to be indoctrinated.
It's part of the virus.
Yeah.
Charlie Degenemer with a super chat. Please tell me he's selling signed Bibles. Is he signing them? Because that would be great.
That would be so funny.
I mean, who wouldn't want to get a book signed by the author himself?
That he stole from a hotel.
He is the sun god emperor, right?
I mean, he signed Laken Riley's photo. Did you see that? He met with her family, and they had like the picture of her, and he signed it. He put his name on that. Yeah, how tacky is that?
Christ.
I mean, that's just in such poor taste.
Tokyo Hans with a super chat. I can second Lance's statement of Mormons in Japan. I don't know why they come here. The Japanese have no interest in religion. Well, I know broadly as a society, Japan isn't very religious, but I swear, like when you do come across like those religious
they're very
sects
superstitious
in Japan,
but it's
they are very committed, right? Tokyo Hans, you know better than me, so I'm assuming that for Mormons, they go there for quality over quantity. If they convert someone to Mormonism, they know they got someone who's going to be a hardcore Mormon.
This one's also for you. Or no, I'm sorry. This was for Rebecca. Okay, so the next one would be from Balthazar from me. Thank you so much. $1.99. Curling stones weigh 46 pounds. Jesus.
It's heavy.
Yeah, it's not surprising though. And for you,
Tokyo Hans with another super chat. The reason the boat thing happened is because some idiot tried to make his Speed 2 fantasy come true. Oh, Speed 2 is the one on the boat, right?
Oh, right.
It is, yes.
Oh, I never saw the second one. I saw the first one, but yeah, it was on a cruise. Was it a cruise ship or just the? Okay.
Yeah. I do remember it being. It's also not with Canyon, I don't think, so it's not as good.
Oh, that's not. Yeah, that's not the same. Balthazar 199. Thank you so much. I guess P Diddy became P Diddley. I guess so.
I gotta say, when you guys were talking about the P Diddy thing, like it was interesting. I was listening, but like I couldn't. I had nothing to add because I'm telling you, like out of the 100 names you said, maybe 2 of them sounded familiar to me. P Diddy and 50 Cent. I had no idea who so many of these people you guys were name dropping are.
Well, you never listened to a lot of hip hop growing up, right? You were mostly punk and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or,
I mean,
or metal.
if I did listen, it was like, you know, whatever I came across on the radio or in the mainstream or anything like that. I just wasn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wasn't a hip hop guy.
We all have our like little areas of expertise. Like I couldn't tell you anything about punk, but I was really invested in. Yeah, as a teen, I loved like a lot of hip hop, and I liked a lot of artists on Bad Boy, and I was very pissed at Diddy for like fucking them over. So I had a long time grudge against Diddy. So I'm glad he's finally getting held accountable. Not that I knew about that stuff, but like I just knew he was a piece of shit for a while.
I think that's funny actually, Mike, because I swear to God, your overall aesthetic is like the aesthetic of like, I would say 30 to 40% of people in like the hardcore scene. Yeah.
Oh, like, really?
Like there's a lot of like hardcore kids who look exactly like you. The hair, the beard, the glasses, the way you dress, at least from the waist up, from what I can see. I don't know. You could be wearing some raver pants under there.
That's interesting. This one is for you, Matt.
Balthazar 228. We're $10 super chat. Worth looking into Steam elements or similar to give more money to you all and less to Google per transaction.
Oh yeah. I wonder, Streamlabs, they have their own version of whatever we're using, Streamlabs. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
If any of you use
StreamYard.
Streamlabs, yeah, if you use it for anything, I mean, I use it for Twitch. You have a link to accept direct donations without having to have YouTube take any. People just don't use it. People like using the YouTube interface to see the things pop up and get the stickers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is easier too. So I don't necessarily blame people. Okay, so this one is for me from Cosmere Dragon, $5. Thank you so much. Anyone follow Noah Samson? Would love to see him as a guest on the panel. He has very funny and well thought out leftist perspectives. I love Noah. I would love to have that.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm not familiar, but yeah, name sounds familiar, but I don't think I watched before.
Yeah, he has like mustache and soft spoken bisexual lighting. Yeah, he's pretty good. I saw a few of his videos.
Honestly, Noah's awesome.
You just described like 50% of all lefty streamers.
You're gonna say that, the entirety of the YouTube community. Noah's amazing. I've had Noah on my show before. I could reach out to him, and he doesn't use Twitter though, so I don't know how to communicate with him anymore. Because if he doesn't use Twitter, that was the only way that I was able to message or DM lots of people.
Yeah. I think I watched your interview with Noah. That might be how I found out about him, Lance. From like a couple years ago. But yeah.
Oh, he blew up. I think he's like 500,000 subs already, and that was in a couple of years. Like his channel just exploded.
That doesn't surprise me. I think this one is for you,
Jay
right?
Kaz with a super chat. MAGA Bibles comes included with a hidden pocket to conveniently store your items such as Sudafed, orange bond spray, or nude portrait of Ivanka. Oof.
Okay, this one is from me. I skipped one of my internal here. Balthazar, thank you so much. $19.99. That is a very generous super chat. I really appreciate that. Oh, hi, Chico. Oh.
And he's like, goodbye. And he's out.
After binging Quiet on the Set after last week's episode, the lyrics of the intro to Drake and Josh took a much more sinister tone. I hope nothing comes out about my favorite show, Legends of the Hidden Tim Pool. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the Drake and Josh.
I don't remember the Drake and Josh.
I only remember iCarly. but I don't know the lyrics. I just know like the.
Wait, you're like the same age as me. iCarly was a bit after our time, buddy.
Yeah, but my nieces watched iCarly every single day, so I had it like down, and I knew the song, and I would just watch it too because we'd all just watch TV. I get what you're saying. Yeah, so that makes sense. When I think of live action Nickelodeon shows, the first two theme songs that come to mind is "This Is All That." This is all. Oh,
that,
right, yeah.
And then I think of Camp Bonawana, we hold you in our hearts, and when we think about you, it makes me wanna.
Oh, see, I don't know that one.
Oh, Salute Your Shorts.
Oh, I don't think I saw that actually.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, man. That's even like old. That's like older school than Nickelodeon. Like.
Oh.
I think that was like the early to mid 90s before Kenan and Kel and all the bigger, like before they blew up.
Oh, okay. I didn't have we didn't get cable until I was like a teenager, so I only saw a little bit at like my friend's house, but I remember liking the Amanda Show, Kenan and Kel. There were others too, I can't remember. All of that, of course. I didn't watch Pete and Pete. That was one I missed. I also missed Hey Arnold. I got to see Doug when I don't remember, they brought it to like a non-cable station, and I watched it then. I liked Doug. But yeah,
it was on Channel 7 because Disney bought Doug.
Ah, okay. That explains it then. Yeah, because I remember at some point I'm like, hey, this is a Nickelodeon show. I could watch it.
All right. Rugrats.
I loved Rugrats. Yeah, my mom would rent me the
one.
VHSs from the library before we had cable. I had the PlayStation 1 game.
I even loved the older Nick Jr. shows, which I think were much higher quality than the Nick Jr. shows today. Did you ever see Eureka's Castle? Eureka.
No. My nephew liked Little Bill. That was the Bill Cosby show, I think, right? But like he would watch them. Yeah. I don't remember that one though.
David the Gnome. All right.
My niece liked Blue's Clues. That was Nick Jr., right? Or was that Disney?
That was much later. Yeah. I'm talking like Nick Jr. when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. See, that would be too far out for me. Okay, so we have C3339409 with $2. The Joker was playing Diddy. Thank you so much. $2 from Ryan Chan. Justice for Danity Kane and the band. Yes, thank you. Seriously, they were fucked over so hard. Unknown with £10. Similar thing happened in the UK with Jimmy Savile with BBC. Hundreds of victims. His statue was taken down, and no argument about that from racists who cry about statues being taken down. Oh yeah, you know what? That sounds really familiar. I didn't follow that too closely, but yeah. I think this one is for you.
Yeah, Meow Nyan with a super chat. Hey, thoughts on FD Signifier's video on black wrestlers? I thought it was fantastic. I did not know this existed, and now I really want to see it.
Yeah, FD is great.
Oh, I know who FD is.
I didn't see the video either.
WWE one. The WWE's complex history of black wrestlers. An hour and 20 minutes. Ooh, I'm excited to go watch this.
Just watch it real quick, and we'll get back to the super chat.
Yeah, okay. I'll just. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Yeah, I mean, a lot of WWE's issues are obviously, obviously, I don't think they're going to be solved overnight. But I'm going to say that things will probably be a lot better over there for really Black, Latino, any sort of talent. Actually, women. Now that Vince McMahon is gone, honestly. Yeah.
All right, next one for you.
Soren with a super chat. I think Texas banned some websites because they featured the word stepsis. Very funny.
Now we're gonna have the Babylon Bee crowd mad at us.
Yep.
Oh, I think you're using the wrong mic, Lance.
Oh, weird. Or maybe my mic's broken.
Next one.
What
for you,
about
Matt.
now? Is that better?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Oh, this is for me too. Oh, Ton Bosin with a super chat. Lee Atwater at lack of the wordplay from the right. I'm confused. I missed this, Tunbosin. I'm sorry. Do you guys know what Tunbosin's talking about?
Lee Atwater is the guy who sung the God Bless the USA.
Song, right, but I'm not sure what
Trump
what
was
he's saying.
I'm not sure. Unknown with £2. Thank you. J.K. Rowling was investigated by transvestigators. Honestly, that doesn't surprise me. Because they're transvestigating.
Did you say J.K. Rowling? You did.
Rolling.
Oh, is it Rowling?
Hate me.
Rowling.
You know what?
Yeah.
I've been saying J.K. Rowling forever, and I always fail to correct myself. It just, I don't know why, it just comes out. But yeah, it's Rowling. I'm sorry. Well, actually, you know what? I'm fine with using the incorrect name for her. Fuck her. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if there's one picture that you're in like a particular light, or maybe you're not dressed as feminine, the transvestigators will transvestigate you. This is why, transphobia is bad, because even though it primarily affects trans people, obviously, it also affects cis women too. Ole had a great video about this, by the way, which everyone should check out. Okay, here we go. J Cass with $5. Thank you so much. The real reason Mike doesn't want to say the C word is because he pronounces it as quackers. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Friendos, I gotta take off. Chico wants me to take him out for a night walk, so I'm gonna
take care.
Peace out. I'll see y'all next Thursday. Love you.
Nice chatting. Bye, love you too.
Oh, peace, Lance. Oh boy, I was reading something and I did not catch him saying he was leaving.
Balthazar 999. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. There's literally a seed faith pastor named Creflo Dollar. How anyone can give such an obvious sham money is beyond me. Yeah, I mean, so many of them. Creflo Dollar is one of the more shameless one.
What is seed faith?
Seed faith is I'm thinking oh wait, never mind. I don't know.
Oh, is this the same? It's like another word for prosperity. The prosperity gospel or whatever it is.
Like a prosperity preacher.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that Creflo Dollar is he's probably one of the more shameless prosperity preachers. But it's funny as hell that Jim Baker, for example, he was selling slot buckets or survival buckets or something during COVID. I think that was Jim Baker. And he was selling to his evangelical audience, in addition to tithing. It's just, they are so fucking shameless. Jules T with $5. Thank you, Jules. Mike's a mess. He had me howl. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad I could make you laugh. Heidi with $20. Thank you so much, Heidi. That is very kind. My goodness. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate it. Thank you for what you do. John Barlick with $2. Rest in piss, Joe Lieberman. Yes. Darnell Henriquez with $1.99. Thank you so much. Russell Brand smiling reminds me of Jamie Braddock. Jamie Braddock. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't get a visual in my head. Let me check really quick. Jamie Braddock. Oh, okay, yeah, I see that. He's a comic book character.
Comic book character, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
A little bit.
This one's for you.
Altruism is gone with a $10 super chat. Wisconsin primaries on April 2nd. Voting uninstructed since uncommitted is not on the ballot. Yeah, I believe the New York primary is around that time too. And for us, we have to submit, if we want to do the uncommitted type vote, we actually have to go there and submit a blank ballot. So if you're in New York and you want to, because there's no uncommitted, the write-in doesn't, I don't know if there's no write-in or write-in doesn't count or whatever. But if you want to do that primary protest vote to show Joe Biden you are unsupportive of him until he changes course on the U.S.'s position in Gaza, then you must go pick up a ballot, do nothing to it, do not mark it at all, not even just not for president. You can't mark the ballot at all, and submit a blank ballot. And I don't think that'll be a problem because I'm pretty sure in New York, the presidential primary is not on the same day as the other primary elections. So you don't have to worry about, we have to go back in June or whatever for like, the other primary elections.
That's
but
weird.
The presidential primary is coming up in New York.
Okay, we got this one was for Rebecca. We read it, but one more time. Uncle Gumbald, $5. Rest in Puss in Bio, Joe Lieberman. I think this one's you.
Yep. Balthazar with the super chat. Rest in peace, CT John Oliver motor coach offer. What is that? What? Is this I'm guessing a John Oliver show reference? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. John Oliver gave, he tried to bribe Clarence Thomas by saying, if you resign from the Supreme Court, I'll give you $1 million per year. That's a higher salary than the Supreme Court. And also a big, I don't think it's like a 40-foot motor coach because he likes to travel around the country apparently. But that has since expired. I think he had like 30 days, I want to say. This one's for you.
J Cass with a super chat. Matt wants to try that pink strawberry Coke. Oh yeah, I want to drink the pink Coke. If you got any purple Coke, red Coke, blue Coke, green Coke, I love Coke. A Coke.
Have you tried the spiced one?
Like there's a Dune Cola?
It's called spiced Coke. I'm not sure if it's Dune related.
I don't. I've not spiced Coke.
Yeah, somebody posted on Twitter that it was actually good. I stopped trying weird Cokes because the last one I got tasted like battery acid. I think it was like it was called Space or something. The chat can correct me if I'm wrong. There was like a weird temporary limited edition bullshit flavor, and it was fucking so sick. But sometimes those can be good. It just depends.
No, I got to try these out. Sounds good to me. Right now I'm on a this isn't a soda, so you'll be shocked to hear I drink things that aren't soda. But right now I have a limited time to drink as many Shamrock Shakes as I can from McDonald's.
Why do you? Oh, okay, good. Because they have it for like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, maybe a month or two.
Okay.
They still got them for now, but obviously they're called Shamrock Shakes because they come around March for St. Patrick's Day. So my time to drink them is very limited. They're fucking amazing. If you ever tried one, oh my God.
I actually tried one and I wasn't a big fan.
You gotta like mint ice cream though. Obviously.
I do though, which is why I'm surprised they didn't like it.
Because I know people, they think mint ice cream just tastes like they're like, oh, why would you want ice cream that just tastes like toothpaste? It's like, I fucking love mint ice cream. So Shamrock Shakes are like, oof, so good.
Yeah, it should be my cup of tea, but it's not. I'm just jealous that you can like drink as much Coke, as much Shamrock Shakes, and it like you don't gain any weight. Like, give me your metabolism. Goddamn, I'm so jealous.
I've always been that way, man. I've always been that way.
That's amazing.
I actually recently weighed myself, and for the first time in my life, I'm approaching 140.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm under it still. I'm not quite.
Okay.
But I'm the closest I've ever been.
But that's basically what you're supposed to be for your height, right? Like it's a healthy.
Oh, I got no idea. Idea. When I was younger, before I hit my 30s, I had like a I'm gonna say it, but not in a way. I'm gonna make sure nobody thinks I'm like showing off. I had a natural, as in I didn't have to do anything. I never exercised. I had a natural like 6-pack.
Oh my God, you were just you had like zero body fat.
Yeah, I'd like sitting, but as I'm getting older, especially when the kids came, and you eat at later hours, I guess, and you're doing less at those hours after you eat.
It catches up eventually. Yeah.
I'm getting, I guess, the closest I can to a dad bod, I guess you could say.
Well, I mean, to only come close to a dad bod and drink Coke every day, that is like genuinely, like, you have an alien body. Like, I'm very jealous. I wish that my metabolism worked that way, because if I have a Shamrock Shake, like, I'm gaining like 35 pounds. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I say this and I'm able to like flaunt it now, of course. But like eventually, I'm sure if I don't pick up the pace and start getting in shape and exercising. I mean, I do exercise. I play soccer a lot.
That's good.
I'm coaching my kids' soccer team too right now, so that's even more exhausting, because not only are you playing, you're yelling at kids to pay attention.
That's more exhausting than the physical aspect of it.
That is, honestly, yeah. And but man, it's gonna eventually catch up, and my metabolism will no longer be as wonderful as it is.
I remember my metabolism caught up with me. I was working at Subway and I was opening, and so you'd have to prepare. You'd get all the cookies ready and shit like this. I think I was like 19 or maybe 20. And I would just bake a dozen cookies for myself and eat every single one of them throughout my shift. We also sold cinnamon rolls, so I put like the little glaze, the sugar glaze, on top of the cookies and eat them. And at that, when I started doing that, I had the fastest metabolism ever. But over the course of doing that, I didn't realize that that was not the case. And as I entered my 20s, I gained like 30 pounds over the years doing that. I'm like, oh shit, it didn't dawn on me until like I went to like Old Navy and I tried on a shirt, and just because I'm in between sizes, so I just have to do that. I'm like, I kind of have a bit of a beer belly. What the fuck? I guess the good days are over now. I was very disappointed.
No, yeah, that same thing happened to me. I mean, again, people are gonna be angry, I'm sure, that I'm bringing this up, but there was, I mean, I still am, but it's not as comfortable. I wear tight pants. Obviously, I've worn tight pants for the second I discovered punk rock. That's what I wore. I was easily a size 28 for the longest time. Still am, but I really gotta suck it in when I button.
I'm close. I'm a 29.
Oh, so yeah, we're both. I mean, but how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Oh, so you must be a pretty skinny guy too, then.
I lost weight over last year, so I was like a 31. I got back down to like a 20.
Wow.
29.
That's impressive. I mean, think about it. I'm 5'4", 5'5". You're 5'7". You got 2 to 3 inches, probably closer to like 3 inches on me, and you're only one waist size bigger. I mean, I don't know if that's the norm, but it sounds.
It probably depends on the pants too. Like most of the pants that I wear are 30, but they're a little bit loose. But 29 seems like the best, although kind of like fluctuate on weight, so it depends. On a good a good month, I'm wearing 29s comfortably. But not every month is a good month.
Right. I will say this though, not drinking probably helps me out a lot, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing you got going. And also not smoking, because when you get high, you eat everything. You just eat you could crush a whole fucking bag of Cheetos and not even think and still be starving. Like, it is, yeah, that's what you got going for you, for sure. Okay. I think this one is for you.
Someone mentioned that I'm gonna end up diabetic with all the soda I drink. I did think that for a while, but at this point, I mean, if it hasn't happened yet, I drink a lot of fucking soda. I mean, my bloodstream must just be like, oh, let's do this.
That's why you have so much energy. Caffeine, sugar. Although, does diabetes run in your family though? Because if it doesn't, you might. No. Okay, that might help you a little bit, right?
I will say I'm definitely addicted to soda at this point, to the point where if I go an extended period of time without drinking soda, let's say even just like 12 hours, I'll get a headache.
Oh, you know what that is? That's probably the caffeine element, because so every once in a while I'll have to quit caffeine and do a cleanse for like a couple of weeks, because it just for whatever reason, I get like a bunch of heart palpitations. And so I have to stop caffeine entirely and then resume in order for the palpitations to go away. And quitting caffeine, it's like I'm so physically addicted that I get flu-like symptoms when I quit caffeine for at least like 2 days. And one thing that's what is you get aches in your leg. I had no idea that that was a symptom of caffeine withdrawals because my leg was like so achy. And I'm like, oh my God, it can barely walk. That was the caffeine. Caffeine is brutal. It is a very addictive drug. So that's probably what that is.
Right.
Okay.
You know, I do eat. Someone says corporate fast food addicts need to grow up. I mean, I do eat a lot of fast food, but I don't think I'm addicted to fast food. I eat a lot of fast food because of the convenience factor, and I do like it. I mean, I'm not pretending I gotta eat McDonald's because I got no time. No, I like McDonald's, but I don't think I'm addicted to it. I could definitely, like, I probably can't go without eating like those type of foods in terms of like a burger or something. For like, I can't like stop eating burgers, but I could probably live off, like, cut out McDonald's and Burger King and eat like a real like store-bought cooked burger and be fine. Like, I'm not addicted to fast food in that same way, but I do eat a lot of it because it's good and there's a convenience factor there.
Yeah, no, you're not alone. That's the reason why it's so popular. Okay, I think this one is for you.
Look, Balthazar with a $10 super chat. Look up Robert Tilton. I've seen M blank blank gets grow. The seed faith preacher claims I'm not making this up in the middle.
Seen. So Robert Tilton. Let me see. Let me.
Robert Tilton. I've seen. What?
Oh,
the word is. I don't think we got to blank out this word. Obviously, we don't use this word to describe people,
little
ourselves,
people.
But yeah. But this is a word in this quote, and it's not a racial slur or anything. So let's read it here, so people know what we're talking about. Robert Tilton. We've seen midgets grow. I mean,
that is
no idea what the hell he's talking about.
He's saying that if a little person has faith in God, that they can grow. Like, holy shit. God. That is fucking... That's like so many layers of deranged. See, I haven't even seen that. I've never heard of Robert Tilton as a kid. But yeah, they're very demented. So this one is from me, from ABS, Anonymous Bastard Society, $7. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I've been thinking about making videos for a while now. Just curious, but how or what editing software would you all recommend? For me, I use Final Cut Pro. I think it's the best for the price. I will say that if you're just starting out, you can get away with like just iMovie. It comes in with any Mac. It'll suffice for a while unless you're doing like crazy things. But if you need more than like 2 layers of B-roll, then I would recommend Final Cut Pro. I use Final Cut because like you will have like the A-roll, which is just the video of myself, and then you have a photo that's like your background, and then you're going to put text. So you know it gets more complicated, and you're going to need better software for that. But if you're just starting out, I would say like something like iMovie. Just play around with it. Or even, I'm sure they have like a free one on Windows too. Give that a try. You don't need
Windows Movie Maker.
Do they still come with that? Is it still okay?
Or something
if
like
not,
it, I'm sure
you can find something that's probably free. Like people think that they have to go all in when they're starting out. You don't need to.
I see someone recommending DaVinci. I think that's a little bit too advanced, even though it's free. CapCut from ByteDance. CapCut is free editing software that they created so people could easily make TikTok videos, but you could do regular. You don't have to make TikTok videos.
Well, that's perfect.
It's a standalone program. It's free to use. I mean, I use Final Cut when I edit. I don't do much editing anymore because I honestly used to edit so much that I just got like, I was like, I never want to edit again. It was my job to edit videos for many, many years. So I did use Final Cut. The reason I use Final Cut is because it was the standard when I went to film school. And so that was what I was trained on. A lot of indie movies were using Final Cut then in the late 2000s. Now they all use Premiere because Apple fucked up and let Adobe eat their lunch when it came to becoming the standard. Big Hollywood movies still use Avid though. But the problem with Premiere from Adobe is that there's a subscription. It costs like $20-something a month or something, and that's just for Premiere. If you want the whole Creative Cloud, you gotta like all the apps, After Effects, Photoshop. It's like I don't even know how much, 60, 70, 80.
Which is so stupid. I hate that they've turned everything into a subscription.
I actually think we are in the middle of, we're at the end cycle for the current editing softwares, and that there's going to be something new that comes along very soon and takes over. Because Final Cut Pro 10, which is the current one, came out, a long time, like over a decade ago now, without any major updates. Like it's the same version of Final Cut for over a decade now. Adobe with the subscription, I think people are over subscriptions. So I do think there'll be some new standard that comes along very soon that quickly takes a large chunk of the market share. What it'll be, I have no idea. It could be something that's out, that's small and out now, that'll get bigger, or it could be something completely new. But I do think we're in the middle of, we're at the end cycle, I should say, of the current editing software. Doesn't help you right now though, so go use iMovie.
Yeah, don't splurge. Just like, test the waters a little bit. That'd be my advice. Stoneflower Dragon with $5. Thank you so much. Democrat Maryland Lands won a special election for an Alabama state house seat late Tuesday. I saw that, flipping a Republican-held seat in the deep red state. Yeah, which was really it really says a lot because she ran on basically reproductive rights, and that helped her to win. So it kind of goes to show you that I think that Democrats, even though the polling doesn't look great right now for Biden at least, I think that this issue is giving them a lot of momentum, right? And they're kind of underperforming polls as a result because people are really galvanized by this issue. So it's a good indication that things might not be as bad as the polls say, at least right now. But who knows? Balthazar 999, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You've sent so many super chats. You're so kind. Thank you. I was excited to vote in the NYC primary until I read my sample ballot. No uncommitted option. Every delegate is already committed to Biden. I'm going to submit a blank ballot in disappointment. Oh,
yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Submit the blank ballot. And my dad just confirmed. My dad didn't know about submitting the blank ballot. So he already voted, and he just voted for the default of Biden. But he confirmed in the chat that it's just the presidential primary. So if you submit a blank ballot, you don't have to worry that, if I don't vote for the presidential, if I want to, show my protest vote, I can't vote down ballot. No, there is no down ballot. So feel free to submit a blank ballot in protest, and you won't miss out on anything else. The other elections are in a few months.
This one is from me from Tokyo Hans, 500 yen. Thank you so much. Just want to let you know that I like that sweater on you. It makes you look extra beardy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Got to wear my sweaters all now because I'm not going to be able to wear them because it's gonna start warming up here, which I'm excited about.
Oh, I see people in the chat recommending Affinity in terms of editing software.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Affinity. No, I don't think Affinity has video software. I do know there's a Photoshop. Oh, they make a Photoshop alternative, an Illustrator alternative, something else I can't remember. They don't make a video editing software, I don't think. Also, they were just acquired by Canva, the subscription-based online photo editing video, Photoshop software. So I don't know how much longer they're going to be pay one price. No subscription. Maybe Canva will keep them that way. Maybe not though. But they don't make video editing software.
God, the subscriptions are ridiculous. So if you have Mac, I don't know. Like Final Cut Pro, you just pay one price. It's expensive. It's like $300, but you get to keep it forever. There's another program. If you want Photoshop, there's Pixelmator on Mac. That's what I use. It's pretty good. Like it's not as robust as Photoshop, of course. But it's still like for $30, I think they even have like a pro one for $50. It's good soft. Like you can do a lot with it. So like, you know, you don't have to do these subscriptions if at least if you know, if you're on Mac. I haven't done a lot of research in a while because I've just been using the same thing though.
Dame Karen asks, isn't Canva AI focused now? Yeah, but so is Adobe. I don't know if people have been paying attention. Adobe is all in AI too. So, I mean, you're supporting it. You know, I don't know if you can get around. Affinity doesn't have any AI. Again, if you're looking for a Photoshop or Illustrator, and someone said the other app they make is an InDesign alternative, like for formatting magazines and newspapers and stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
If you're looking for an alternative of any of those, I don't have the InDesign one, but I have the Affinity Photoshop alternative and Illustrator alternative. They're good. They're probably the best alternative I've used. And they're still pay one price right now. So if you buy it now, you'll probably have at least this version forever. I'm not telling you to buy it, but I'm telling you it's a good, if you are looking for a Photoshop alternative, it's a good one.
Okay, the one on the screen is for you, I believe.
Balthazar with the super chat says, Lee Atwater was the speechwriter for Reagan who finally revealed that all the economic talk the GOP was doing was actually just code for the N-word.
Oh, I didn't know that he revealed that. Okay. Oh. Another one from Balthazar, $10. Thank you so much, Balthazar. My goodness. Just a heads up, Streamlabs tends to go down and have more technical difficulties way more often than Stream Elements. Streamlabs OBS seems to have issues more often than OBS, but it is more streamlined. Yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, when I was doing my Twitch streams and using Streamlabs OBS, there was always an issue with the audio to where over time it would just get lower and lower, and I would have to readjust it and just put like a new gain. So like there were like 4 different gains just like maxed up because I didn't know what else to do. Yeah, that is one thing to consider. And also, I'm not like super tech savvy, so if something goes wrong, I get all flustered and I don't know what to do. So I do like StreamYard and how easy it is. And also Talk Studio. I think that's the Streamlabs equivalent of StreamYard, I want to say. I like those kinds of streaming softwares because you just like, it just does it for you. And I like that.
Narrator with a super chat. Did you see Mary Hooks from Stop Cop City response when asked about the arson of police vehicles? Powerful. I did not. I'll look that up.
Yeah, I'm curious. We got a couple for you, actually, Matt.
Let me take a look. The Citizen Perspective with a super chat. I am a size 52. I cry as I order fried chicken at 11:32 p.m. By the way, what camera do you both use? God, I forgot. It's the Panasonic. It's a mirrorless camera. I'm not using a webcam. It's a Panasonic G7, I want to say. That's the one I use for now.
I'm using a webcam. It's a Logitech Brio. I think it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it is good. I thought you were using a mirrorless camera too, or something like that.
No, we're rolling with the Logitech. That's the one that I think Lance uses too. I want to say.
All right,
it's pretty good. Oh, we got a gifted sub for you from Morbius Dragon.
Thank you, Morbius Dragon. I appreciate the gifted sub.
And we got one for you from Emo Dragon.
Oh, Emo Dragon with a $10 super chat. You see any good bands lately? Just saw Fall Out Boy, Jimmy Eat World, and Hot Mulligan. Highly recommend Hot Mulligan if you like Midwest emo. P.S. What's it take to get the Binder Twitter follow? I don't follow very many people. I don't.
Emo Dragon's a good follow.
But if you do good content, I will follow you, and I'm sure you do. I think I've retweeted your stuff a lot. You definitely like post.
Yeah, Emo Dragon is good.
Clips and stuff. Yeah, all right. So
I'd recommend it as a follower and
because I'm very particular about it because I do use who I follow on Twitter as like my feed for news.
Mm-hmm.
So I try not to follow people who post like a lot of like personal stuff or stuff to their friends. Like people like the people I follow tend to mostly post about political news, tech news, you know, things that to keep me up to date with the world. But yeah, if you do that, I will follow you. Hot Mulligan, I'll have to check them out. Yeah, sounds like something. Let me write them down right now. They sound familiar. Oh, who did I last see? The last show I went to, I went to a folk punk show a couple of weeks ago to see Apes of the State and Doom Scroll. It was very good. Both bands are very good. You should check them out. A few people noticed my Apes of the State shirt on the stream last week. And a few people checked them out and have since commented about how they are now big fans of theirs because of my shirt. So check out Apes of the State.
Free advertising.
I will happily advertise bands I like over like telling you to buy software any day of the week.
Yeah, right.
But also, if it's a good piece of software and you're specifically asking me how to do something, then I will recommend you the one that I use because it's the one that I use.
Mm-hmm. We got another for you.
The bestest leftist with a super chat. You guys got to see Francesca Fiorentini on Piers Morgan. It was an epic takedown of Trump. She's a hero. We played that on this show.
Mm-hmm.
You might have missed it.
It was good. It was really good. I agree with you. Okay, so we have this one's for me actually. Chantel with $7.99. Thank you, Chantel. I appreciate that. If you're looking for software, pirate if you can't afford it. Also, thanks for being my favorite show. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the fact that we're your favorite show. That means so much. We cannot endorse illegal activity here, but
you can't pirate the Creative Cloud
endorse
software though, because they have it. You need to be connected to the internet to use it. And
they have versions that they alter
before they moved to the subscription that you could buy without a subscription. Like I think Creative Suite 6, I want to say, was the last one. This is a long time ago now, and for years after they started the subscription service, I did still use the Creative Suite 6 ones that you just bought outright. They are very outdated now. You definitely will notice a difference. They might not even be compatible with newer operating systems either. Like there might be some errors and glitches you come across. And
I think this one's for you.
Balthazar with a super chat. You can still get generated codes for Creative Suite 6 Master Collection on eBay. They work just fine, and it's the last non-subscription Master Collection made. Yeah, just said that. Obviously, Balthazar sent this before I said that. But yeah, it's not stable anymore. Again, you could do this. You could have easily used that stuff like years after they moved to a subscription. But now we are so far removed from Creative Suite 6 that it's just very out of date.
And last but certainly not least, JCast sent $5 roasting me. I just realized Mike looks like he could be a band member of Oakley Dokley. They all wear Ned Flanders-like outfits.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Ned Flanders is ripped to shit, though, so I'll accept that as a compliment.
Over on Twitch, really quick. Maury Helm, thank you for subscribing with Prime. KF Logan 1875, thank you so much for the raid earlier. KF Logan 1875, thank you. Thank you to the Serfs for the raid. Wow, the Serfs.
Oh, I've heard of him. Is he good or?
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, sometimes he's he could be a little bit out there, but I think he's all right. He's fine. We should have explained to his viewership what it is we do on this show. They might have been a little confused. A lot of first-time viewers.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but you got anything else, Mike, you want to drop on Twitch for you?
Nothing on Twitch, but let me check.
Who should we raid?
Want to raid
Who
Shark?
Should we raid?
Shark 300?
Shark. Hold on. Let's Shark 300. Let's type that in. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've rated Shark 300.
Yeah,
before.
Shark's awesome. We got to bring him on sometime.
Yeah. So let's hold on. Give me. Did you press it yet?
I did.
All right, let me
click
it.
It's queuing it up right now.
It's got to fill them up. Yep, fill them up. Well, I hope all you enjoyed the show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/MattBinder. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MattBinder. Mike, go ahead. Drop your...
Subscribe to youtube.com/David Doel, his non-Rational National channel. Yeah, we'll see you all next week. I'm hitting raid right now.